Emergency. Queen's Quest arrived. Emergency. Queen's Quest arrived. Emergency. Queen's Quest arrived.
Down to the queens.
Welcome, 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 ladies, gentlemen, and everybody inside and outside of the gender spectrum. I am your host, Dylan Murray, and with me today is Scott E. Wrestling. Alex is away. He has a sore throat, which, me personally, I showed up hungover last week and I still did a 2.5 hour show. I guess we just built different, me and Alex, but that's okay. Scotty, how you doing? How you doing, pal?
I'm doing good. Alex told me that not only was he sick, but also hurt his shoulder, and I was like, "Damn, you're useless. That's tough.
Jesus.
That's tough." And it's okay though. I'm here to fill in for Alex. I get to talk about a fun weekend. And we get to get our takes off. What's better than that? And we get to preview a pretty big show, all things considered.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. I feel like me and Alex have missed so many big events this year. Like one of us are missing for most of the pay-per-views at this point. But yeah, it turns out that Alex is suffering from quote poor physical condition, which according to Tam Nakano might just mean that he knows me. I don't know. Um, it's the funniest thing Tam's ever said, by the way, or has said in years at least, where she's like, I think Giulia might have no-showed. I don't think she wants to hang out with me. um,
I
I
like
found that
that
very
I
funny.
like that mentality better, to be fair. I like the
It's way
idea that, like,
funnier.
they knew she wasn't gonna be on the card or something, and they're like, "Alright, let's act like her and Tam are gonna be friends," and then, "Oh, actually, she's not gonna be here. Sorry,
Yeah,
guys."
she just doesn't want to hang out with
She
her.
has nothing to do with Tam.
But before we get into all of the weekend's events and this week's event, um, I first want to say that we are a part of the Five Star Network, the podcasting network. Go to fivestarnetwork.co. Go check out the Five Star Network YouTube channel where the No Limit Wrestling Show resides. We haven't shot a new episode because I'm out in Chicago and our StreamYard doesn't really work very well when I'm out here. So it's going down a little bit of a hiatus until April, but we will be back with another episode. The most recent episode was the March Madness with Scotty that we did for the champions of the world. That was a lot of fun, wasn't it, Scotty?
It was because we picked the right champion, and that's what matters.
Correct.
The
We
only
also
one that
picked
should have
we
won.
also picked the semifinals was also the match of the year, soon to be,
That's true.
between Saori and Mayu. But yeah, go check out the Five Star Network on YouTube and the other podcasts on the show and all of that good jazz. Onto the news section. Uh, there was the AEW thing and the what else did I just say, Scott?
Saori.
Oh yeah.
Saori.
So actually, a couple of Shoe Pro related news bits. One of which is smaller, is that starting on March 30th. Rossi Ogawa is gonna get his very own column. Ain't that
Yeah.
ain't that great timing, huh? Um, like what, 24 hours before
This
we
man
expect things to
is
happen?
gonna shit on so many things. It's gonna be unbelievable. I just need someone to
Mhm.
translate it though. Like
Yeah.
the
Shoe
one
Pro's
thing with
hard.
Shoe
Shoe Pro
Pro,
doesn't
yeah.
get translated very often.
No, but I feel like if someone knows that they can get some engagement, they're gonna do that first one at least.
I do think the one good thing about like engagement farmers nowadays is that you don't have to pay them to translate things. They will find a way. The issue with that is that it also ends up being that a lot of what they translate is just complete gibberish and is not correct. Um, you know, it, if it's not misinformation, it's really cool. Like that's that's how engagement farming is nowadays. Um, but yeah,
If
so
it's not wrong, it's
he's
good.
gonna start a column, which me and you have like gone back and read some of his old blogs pre
Yeah,
Stardom. It sounds like he's just gonna do that, but like for money in a newspaper, and I think that's kind of sick, or in a magazine rather,
I would
because yeah,
too, to be
he
fair.
used to like this is off topic a bit, but he was such a poster.
He
Like,
was.
he was writing, like, blog posts like I do about women's wrestling, where he would detail things and be like, "Yeah, this was a," and, like, not even, like, from, like, an insider point of view, just as, like, a fan. So, I am really interested in what he has to say, and like I said, that's a day before, it's expected that wrestlers will be leaving.
It
So, that's pretty interesting.
it's great content if we get to ever read any of it, like,
Mhm.
even if it's not initially, because when I went back and read some of the old blogs from when Stardom was starting, yes,
Yeah.
very timely, this was a guy that was talking up a lot of his wrestlers, but, I always go back to the Arisa Shiki one because it's like, yeah, she's probably gonna be, like, everything for my company, essentially, like, she's gonna be the one that leads us into greatness, and it's, like, obviously sad to think about because she had to retire. Well, she retired once and then retired a second time, but if we can get anything like that now, I will take that. Like, anything that's behind the scenes of what's going on in his new promotion, I will happily take. So
Yeah.
whoever he has in his promotion or whatever he's thinking, it's always interesting to get his point of view from him. I know a lot of people like to, go at Rossi these days, but
Oh,
I
yeah,
always
we'll
love to hear his
we'll get
thoughts
to
and
that in
stuff.
the next section. Um, but yeah, I do think, I mean, like I said, me and you are 2 people who did go back and read a lot of those blogs. I haven't read one where he was talking about Arisa Nakajima while she was like a top star in JWP, but not like some, not like an owner or anything. And he was like, she has potential to own a company. Like, she sees it. And I'm just like, that's crazy. Because here we
That's
are,
a
right?
crazy
That
thing to
she's
say.
like that she's like running seed basically. I know that technically it's Tayo, but like, Nakajima is also pretty crucial in that equation. Um,
You should
and just
book
stuff like
her.
that. He's a very smart guy when it comes to women's wrestling in Japan.
You
So
willing to book Giulia versus Risa Nakajima? Does he have that in him? Does he have that dog in him?
probably not. I feel like that
Dang.
would end poorly for someone.
Yeah, but not us.
That's true.
He's sick.
No, you're right. But yeah, so that's an exciting little thing. And the other part of the Shoe Pro news is that Saori Anou, announced in Shoe Pro that she will be signing a mostly exclusive deal with Stardom starting next month. And by mostly, I mean that she is likely to still wrestle occasionally outside of Stardom, including like Scabon, where she has a US contract with them. I don't know how that contract will like mesh,
Yeah.
or if it will just kind of like quietly go away. But she will be a Stardom roster member starting next month. So yeah, it is the hiring season. They did this last year with Suzu in May, in the, late spring months, I guess you can call
Mhm.
them, in April, May. So
April. Pretty much April.
yeah, they like to sign people in April. So that's what they're doing here. They even did it a few years ago with some wrestlers as well.
Tr
Um, So yeah, that's a big deal. Their number 2 champion is officially joined the company, which does suck for the indies, but also is pretty cool for Stardom.
Yeah, it's a big one. I've gotten the confirmation of, like, how her contract works, uh, and essentially, it pretty much gives Stardom the ability to accept and decline whatever dates she's hoping to do. That's kinda how all these contracts works, as you're seeing with the US shows for Stardom.
Mhm. Yeah, I
Um,
think Konami has that deal with Stardom as well, or she did. She might not anymore
she
because I feel like
did.
she
I don't
does
know if
more.
I don't know what Konami's doing anymore, to be fair.
Me neither.
She's very odd one that just pops in for 5-minute tags and stuff now. But yeah, I mean, this is a huge deal for Stardom. This is one of the biggest gets on the scene. She carries a lot of popularity. Obviously, she was part of the Cosmic Angels, so getting to lock down the number 2 champion and one of your most popular stars is very important. Um, she has been a freelancer for years,
Yep.
right? Years now. And essentially, what it seems like is she'll be able to do Sukeban, but listen, Sukeban's running what 3 times a year, maybe, maybe.
They were supposed to be running like this month, but they can't for some reason.
Yeah.
So
See,
yeah, we'll see.
once the recent Nakajima got hurt, I just figured they weren't going to run anymore. Um, because she's their champion. And if you run as little as they do, you know, tough to not have your champion.
Yeah.
Um, but this will also probably pretty much guarantee that she's going to be on every Stardom show moving forward, which will probably be the biggest change that people see, like that watch Stardom. Like Saori would be on a handful of shows and then kind of disappear for a week or two, and then be on another handful of shows. But once she got that title, we've started to see her a little bit more, but she's popped in and out. This was the weekend that I saw her on a lot on the cards this past weekend, and I was like, she's making these trips now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
No, that's
and
true.
now it all adds up. But it's what we should be expecting from Stardom as they lose a handful of talent as we expect, including Giulia. That frees up some money. I would be shocked if this was the only signing that they make in the next month or two. So we have to wait and see. But this is as big as it gets, really, unless you signed like a Saori or something, but that's not gonna happen. So um congratulations to them, and you have another top star locked in, which is good. And I'll tell you what, when I saw the contract, I said, "Huh, I wonder who decided her to be Wonder of Stardom champion now," because you know, sure feels like this was another Boucher decision, but we don't know that for sure. But we could speculate for fun.
So you're telling me that the girl who's going with Rossi, uh, and the girl who just signed with Bushiroad, that title match might have might have had a two
Yeah,
sides, two horses in the race. Yeah, it's definitely great for Stardom. Um, I don't know if I'm personally happy, but I know some people were like kind of complaining about like the Oz Academy of it all. I'm more like, damn, it sucks I just won't see her on Sendai shows anymore.
yeah, that was the only thing that I'm upset
Like stuff
about.
like that, or
But hear
like
me out, Dylan. We don't get to see Sendai shows anyways.
they're coming next week
I
with a
know, I'm
show.
very excited actually.
But same with like, but that's the thing is that's like not like Joshi wrestling is kind of in a lull right now in a weird way. Cause like even I was gonna say it's like, oh well, I liked her on the Noah shows, I liked her on the All Japan shows. All Japan said fuck every woman that isn't actress girls, and let half their roster leave because of it. And Noah, I think just saw great Kai whatever Kawahata's name was, saw that and we're like, ah, let's not do this anymore.
That was
So
their fault, to be fair.
it was well, definitely not Kawahata's, but still haven't done any woman stuff since then. Uh, Monday Magic's coming back, but even then we don't know what will happen there. I think that it makes sense for someone like Ano to go to Stardom right now, right? Um,
Mhm.
because like even last year, it's like in comparison, last year it felt like things were sort of starting up. And I
Yeah.
feel like that was a false start for a lot of the Joshi scene, and I
Mhm.
think we're feeling that now. So it makes sense for her to leave and go to Stardom as a official roster member now, a lot more than it did last year, even because it felt like she was always working, she was always on a
Yeah.
conversation. I mean, I remember me and Alex talked about a lot. That's like just in terms of like workload and how consistent they are, Saori Anou probably a top 5 wrestler of the year last year, just because she worked everywhere, got the best out of everyone everywhere, and it was impossible to ignore her. This year, that's just not as much the case. That's not the beast this year with the Joshi scene. So I think it's the right time for her. But I do agree with some people that it's like, oh, it's a shame that she won't be around on the Jushi indies because the indies could always use a good star like her just around. You know, so I
Yeah.
get that it's like, that's sort of a shame, but also she's the Wonder of Storm champion. I don't know what you want from her.
Here's the thing though, right? Like these other companies should be working on making stars, and this has been the conversation for years now,
Yeah,
right? Like you should be able
definitely.
to have people that can be replacements and help out. And I think that's the only people to blame for that is the companies themselves, because you know we're talking about she's not going to be in Oz anymore. Well, no company has a bigger problem of booking
What are you
older
talking about?
over
Their
younger.
world
I
champion is the
understand
young
Mio
legend,
Momono's
Mio Momono.
champion, but you and me both know what's probably about to happen. So, like, I don't want to hear it. It's like you have the.
I'm I'm
I do think
coping,
the scene.
man. Mio Momono double champion.
I do think the scene has the talent. It's just they don't get the platform to show the talent consistently. And it's like it's why I like Sendai Girls, despite the way they handle like Awada, for example, who's the world champion. It's at least I know like the top talent of the scene is wrestling there, right? I mean, Minami's a tag champ now, so like
Shut up.
that's something, right? But it does suck for the rest of the scene, but it's huge for Stardom. And I can't blame anyone that's part of the Cosmic Angels at this point with this new regime and says, "Oh yeah, I'll take more of the push." Like we're in the midst of a
Cosmic
change.
Revolution.
We really are. Anyone that they like is pretty much like getting anyone that is Cozen adjacent, right?
Mhm.
Like whether you're Mina or anyone in the Angels, you are getting a boost, and Saori's going to be part of that. So congratulations to her. This is a huge signing for Stardom, as I said, and we'll see how long this Wonder Ring goes now, because
That
it
was
feels
something
like
I
it
was
has
gonna
more
bring up.
legs, right?
Yeah, is that it's like even though I didn't expect it to just end and her never show up again at Buntai, I do think that it's like, oh well, now now it could last till like year end reliably if they wanted it to. I don't think it will necessarily, but it's on the table, right? They don't usually put this belt on people who aren't going to be there long term. Long term, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So now she's going to be there long term. She really could hold it for, you know, uh, as long as the year, pretty much. If they want her to, though, I think that Natsupoi is probably grabbing that. But also that brings up another question: is Natsupoi the one beating Ano? Because now it's like, well, they're tag team partners, and I don't think Ano's going anywhere from Cosmic Angels. Uh, so it's like if she's staying with the company long term, does Poi still beat her? It's still definitely a possibility. I still wouldn't be opposed to it.
She's
If
still the
she,
leading candidate for me,
yeah, no, me too. But it becomes like a question of like, okay, well, this is a lot. There's a lot more ramifications in everything that happens with Ano now, right?
for
Because
sure.
she could have lost to Natsupoi and just kind of like slowly fizzled away from Cosmic Angels and left the company. Um,
Right.
but now she can't really do that. She's either in or she's out, of the group. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah. It's the fact that she's staying. Um, that does change some things in terms of when Poi wins this title.
Mhm.
But as we saw Poi reintroduced, she is going to get a title sooner than later. If it's the Wonder, great. If it's a different belt, great. But she's in the driver's seat, so I'm not really worried about her. But if anything, this still spells trouble for whoever wins the Cinderella, because we can assume that there's definitely losing. I was assuming that anyways, but now that Saori's locked in, yeah, not a shot.
I'm surprised that they haven't had the top tier Angels go for the trios belts yet. I feel like that would have happened like a week ago.
I know, I know.
Like I feel like the second Asuka came back, they would have just been like, here's Mariah's belt. You could take
I'm
it.
wondering if they don't want to do the top, like all big three, because like they don't want to pin any
That's
of them.
Yeah, that becomes messy.
Because like
Um,
Tam's gonna get a world title match. Natsupoi's getting built up for being the next up. Saori's already champion.
and then beyond that, I don't think they're putting a belt on Unimon anytime soon.
Yeah, but they should
Um,
on Siaka Kara, buddy.
that's true. Uh, that's true. I mean, Azumi got
On
the artist belt when she was like 13. You can give Sakura
on,
one.
on the house show, Natsupoi hit a super kick, and then Sayaka Kara hit a spear on the same person, and it was
So
like,
real.
oh my god, this is the group. This is the
Oh,
group
we're
right
gonna we're
here.
gonna talk about some Sakura in a minute, but before we get to that, there's one more piece of news that we need to discuss. It's for some the biggest piece of news, for others a foregone conclusion. Um, Stardom officially entered into a well, not officially, effectively entered into a working relationship with AEW. This past week, Taro Okada showed up at AEW Dynamite
Big
and
business.
at Big Business. Yes, you were not there. You were not there for this. You have seen Mina. You would have seen Mina. Ain't that
I know
crazy?
I would've. I know I would've. I literally could've, drove to Boston and probably seen Mina based off the pictures she took too, but,
Yeah.
she was just walking around, but, no, I did not see Mina,
How
unfortunately.
unfortunate. But
I
yeah,
know.
so Taro Okada showed up backstage. There was pictures of him with Tony Khan, and him saying Tony Khan saying that we are officially in business. And on the Ring of Honor taping that accompanied that show, or maybe it was a show after the day later, I don't know. That accompanied one of those shows.
Just before it.
Um, yeah, it was before it. Mina Shirakawa faced Anna Jay. I'm pretty sure that match will air this week on Ring of Honor TV. She got her entrance, she got Tron, she got everything. Um, and spoiler in three, two, one, she got the win over Anna
No
Jay. So
one's
that's
watching Ring of Honor, man.
I know,
Come on
but
now.
I didn't want to get mad. I don't want people to get mad at me.
Alright.
But yeah, so she won that match as well. So it looks like there will be something of a you know a relationship there. How you feeling about that, Scotty?
It was inevitable.
Yeah.
Um, I said it last year when Fightful had reported that there were talks, couldn't happen because they had a pay-per-view that day. I said it's not gonna happen this year, but the fact that there is even a report tells me it's probably gonna happen next year. Uh, and, Forbidden Door more than anything needs Stardom on the show now,
Yeah.
because New Japan is a walking mess
Nah,
that
man.
can't hold
What
that
do you
show
know
up.
about World Heavyweight Champion Hiroki Goto versus
See, that's real.
I don't know. Put him versus
Bishamon
Hijisera.
has been on every Forbidden Door in a tag team match, so, like, it's not even crazy to think, like, Goto would be in a reasonable match.
Well,
Remember
Goto's
remember,
the guy.
them versus, did they fight Swerve in Our Glory?
No, that was Nobu and Despot, and that was great.
That was good. Yeah, anyways, thanks for taking me off the topic.
My bad.
But, Forbidden Door needed Stardom, and I'm gonna keep reiterating to people because I don't think people wanna give this full credit. It is not a coincidence that the day that Mercedes Moné walks into this company, that Stardom is now working in some relationship with AEW. It is not a coincidence at all.
Who
There's
was
been
it that Mercedes Monet hung out with in Japan a couple weeks ago?
yeah,
Was it
Momo
that
freaking
girl who showed
Kogo.
up? Well, no. Well, yeah, okay. Well,
It
she's hurt.
was Momo Kogo, to
But the
be
day
fair.
before that, she hung
I
out with me
know.
and Shirakawa.
She did. She did. They went sightseeing and stuff. Like
Yeah.
that like this is something that, you know, people need to realize Mercedes has a lot of power now. And to make her happy and what she's been talking about in these interviews is like she wants to make this global. And when I read and Fightful has reported New Japan believes that they can work with Mercedes moving forward. What I believe is that Mercedes is going to be wrestling these folks. Like if there's one singles match on Forbidden Door, you bet your ass you know who's getting that match. You know?
Yeah.
Like it's not gonna be Tony.
She is the
It'll be
Forbidden Door.
Mercedes. She
I mean,
is.
originally it was Tanahashi, I think.
And
But
truthfully, if I had to pick one person out of the AEW roster to face someone from Stardom, it's gonna be Mercedes. That's just the
I
truth.
mean, well, if you were to pick one person from the AEW roster to wrestle anybody, I think it'd be Mercedes, to be fair. But I agree.
This is true. This is very true. Well, no, Bryan Danielson versus Mayu would be sick, but yeah. Um, that's neither here nor there.
Bro,
Um,
Mayu just like big leaguing him and just kicking him in the fucking head. Like just going just like psycho Mayu just beating the fuck out of him and being like, damn, she putting in the work. Um but yeah, I mean, I tweeted a conversation me and you had. I tweeted last week and we had it like 3 months ago, or not 3 months ago. It's only been a month and a half since Rossi left. Jesus Christ, it feels like it's been 7 years.
a lot's happened.
Yeah.
Okada left
So
New Japan.
it's true. So like a month and a half ago, I texted you. I was like, well, it would be smarter for Stardom to align with New Japan's partners because uh, Stardom's losing their two talent scouts in
Yep.
this, in this whole thing. With Rossi was a talent scout and Sonny was a talent scout, and I don't know if it's confirmed, but I feel like we all feel like Ross or Sonny's definitely leaving with Rossi. I don't think anybody has a feeling that he's loyal to Bushiroad. If you've ever heard him talk about Bushiroad once, um, so it's like they're losing their two talent scouts, so they're not going to get the Mariah Mays as easily. You know what I mean?
Right.
They're not going to find the Xenas. So it's easier for AEW to find them for you. You know what I mean? I mean, we saw it with Megan Bain, even though that's a bit of a messy situation, where it's like AEW has these wrestlers like on these smaller deals on in these dark matches on Ring of Honor TV, and like they aren't really doing much. They could really use these Stardom tours, and Stardom could always use some foreigners. That's kind of a part of Joshi wrestling history is to use some foreign talent. Do I think it's going to be as much as when Rossi was around? No, because Rossi specifically was always a mark for foreign wrestlers, like dating back to like the 80s. He was always a big fan of them. So he was always advocating for getting them over. So do I think Storm's going to use every AEW wrestler? Do I think, we're going to see Chris Statlander over in a week? No. Like I don't think anything like that's going to happen. But I think that them partnering with AEW is a smart decision in a post Rossi world. Now, do I think that the reason this is happening is because of Rossi Ogawa? Yes and no. I think uh, that Bushiroad, that Stardom is like, hey, we could really use some good publicity here. Let's work with the most popular wrestling company amongst people who would also be Stardom fans in America. That would be AEW, right? I would say that there's a bigger overlap in Stardom fans and AEW fans than Stardom fans and WWE fans. Might be wrong, but that's just how I kind of perceive it. So partnering with them is a smart decision, just in terms of publicity. Um, but the no comes in. I don't think Rossi Ogawa was as dead set against working with AEW as people like to think, including Tony Khan. It might be a hot take. In fact, I know it's a hot take because people love blaming the guy. But as Xavi said, it's not the scapegoat Rossi Ogawa because he definitely did not make the schedules that interfered with every single AEW show last year. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah, he didn't. No, he didn't. But it's easier for people to think that. Uh, you know, I think the AEW Star relationship can be a good thing. I'm not gonna sit here and like guarantee you that it will
Mm.
because nothing's ever for certain. But if they treat it more like maybe CMLL and less of the New Japan relationship, CMLL is still very fresh, but let's bring some insiders, outsiders in and do, some cool matches, and that's fine. The thing here is like
Are we ever
Stardom's
going
not
to
gonna
have a conversation about how AEW is not very good with partnerships? Like I'm
they
just thinking
sign
about it,
everybody.
it's like damn, do you remember the Strong Hearts? Ah, me
Strong
either.
heart.
Do you remember
Uh,
TJPW? Ah, me neither. You
yeah,
remember
no,
DDT?
they blew
Ah,
up.
me neither.
Well,
Like,
listen, you just named 3 relationships that were essentially through Kenny.
yeah,
It's like Kenny's not around a lot because he's been banged up and stuff, and now he's, out because of
Twitch streaming.
diverticulitis. Yeah, so, like but he was probably the one that wanted all these Joshi relationships at the beginning, and now it's finally happening.
Poor
Um,
guy.
and
He just has
and
a
it's
at home. He's like, man,
and it's
I
probably
wanted it.
because Mercedes Moné.
Yeah,
Because Mercedes Moné is probably I think she's probably the highest paid person, but, we know she's the highest paid woman in wrestling now, but I think
yeah.
she's top 5 in that company easily. But
I
my
think Chris
point
Jericho disagrees. Go on.
Yeah, we know. But my point is that I expect this to be, like, very sporadic.
Mhm.
because Stardom runs a lot of shows. They run every weekend. They can drop in during the week, as we saw with Mina this
Yeah.
past week. She went for a show, came back. That's very easy. But they're not gonna just do that all the time because, every company books. But when Forbidden Door comes around, it's gonna work out. And when the Super Card of Honor comes around, Mina will have been introduced to the Ring of Honor audience already, which is cool. Um, it's little things like that. If that's the goal and it's not, all right, we're gonna sign all your talent, cool. But that remains to be seen.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've had conversations with uh promoters, like wrestling promoters who are like, "Man, like I feel like people don't get how dangerous AEW can be for a smaller
Mhm.
company in this world."
Yeah,
Um but what are you going to do, right?
yeah,
Luckily, Stardom isn't that small of a company. They have the Bushiroad backing and all that, but still, Bushiroad also notoriously not in the strongest financial shape that they've ever been right now
right.
when it comes to roster management. So that is always a fear. Um, you just kind of like gotta hope, right? Gotta hope and pray that nothing bad happens in that facet. Um,
I will say there is a reality um, where there's just a lot of like not every wrestler wants to do America either,
that's also
and
true.
and I think people forget that. And I think the Stardom roster, more than maybe what the New Japan roster was, is more Japan based, like in their mindsets.
Hmm.
You have the wrestlers that want to wrestle in America, but that doesn't mean they want to move there full time right now. And I think that's probably the biggest difference. Um, money talks, obviously, but the Stardom roster at the very least. I think Tony Khan spent a good amount of money recently. I think he's probably going to save up for a little bit. Uh, I mean,
He's
I
a
would.
billionaire. It don't matter.
It doesn't. But it's his dad's money, so his dad gets off
Only
the top.
some of it, that's something I learned actually recently is that, like, that's, like, kind of the ploy is that it's his dad's money until his dad cuts him off, and then he has his own money to also waste on
Also
this.
true. Also true. Well, they're gonna make a ton of money at the end of the year when they get their TV
Yes,
deal. So,
yes.
but my point is, I think anyone that's worrying about AEW and Stardom, it's not worth worrying about right now. And anyone that's happy about AEW Stardom, feel free to be happy. It's the wait and see type thing.
Yeah, definitely. I'm, cautiously optimistic, excited about it. Uh You know,
But-
I think it'll be fun to see on like a Super Card of Honor because I think that's
Yeah,
where a Ring of Honor can really shine. That's what I've always said is like get
especially
Noah
Ring of
guys on
Honor
Ring of Honor
now.
shows. Yeah, like get Noah guys on Ring of Honor shows, get New Japan guys on Noah shows, get CMLL guys on Noah shows, Triple A
Right.
guys. There's like two of them now, if even. But like get like these like a taste of the world in Ring of Honor. That's where that
Mhm.
should be, because I get you can't always put every single foreign wrestler on Dynamite, but you should be putting them somewhere because you can. And
Mhm.
give them a payday, give us a reason to watch. I think Stardom kind of being involved in that, I'm cool with that sort of thing. I'm excited. And there's a
Yeah.
lot of good women's wrestlers down there in Ring of Honor, so um,
Yeah. That was the
cautiously
last thing I was
optimistic.
gonna say. I like the relationship a lot more now than I did a year ago because the women's
Mm,
division has a lot more care to it now in
yeah.
AEW and Ring of Honor adjacent. There's a lot more people I'm interested in seeing matchups with. It's not just, yeah, Athena's cool. Like that. That's pretty much where I was last year.
Oh,
Now
I
it's
mean,
like,
I was just waiting for Jamie to come back.
well, that's also true. But you got Jamie to think about. You got Athena, Chris Statlander, Willow, um,
Riho.
Riho, Mariah May, obviously, Mercedes Monet. It's just to bring her back up. Like there's a lot more excitement, and I don't mind the idea of like, oh, Queen Aminata as well. I don't mind the idea of like some of their younger talent, like you said, kind of going over to Stardom if needed to learn a little bit. because there's
I'm
wrestlers that they like to put on TV that could use it.
I am once again begging for the Renegades to get a Japan tour.
They're like the perfect option because they're not seriously in anything yet.
And there's no tag title. There's no women's tag titles in America. Quite frankly, there's no goal for a women's tag team in America.
Nope.
You can't do anything.
I would
So
love if they went over.
man, just let them. But yeah, that's enough on that. But yeah, that's a trend or a thread we'll be coming back to, I'm
It's pretty
sure.
cool if you like AEW and Stardom. I'll say that.
Yeah, yeah, I would agree. But that's a thread we will continue to discuss moving forward as it continues to develop. Now I think it's time we get into the actual meat of the show, the review preview section. Obviously, this week is all about the Cinderella tournament. We had the round two show, the second part of the round two show on March 16th in Himeji. There were 398 fans in attendance to see this show. You want to get into it? You ready?
I'm so ready, Dylan. That's why I'm here.
Great. The first match of
Great.
man, don't got sound a little sassy. Besides the point. First match of the evening was Hanan and Saida defeating Rani Yagami and May Sarah. I hate that it still like translates to Meiho Shizuki. And I always want to say that. Um, yeah, Ida beat Rana with a with the crab. That's what it is, with the single leg crab. I wrote that down. This is a fun match. Did you watch this? Did you end up watching this?
Of course I watched. It was
Yeah, it's
Wingori and May
Swingori.
Sarah.
Yeah,
Come on
it's
now.
Swingori.
Like that's like there's like this check marks to make me watch matches, and they had two of them in this, which was Wingori and May Sarah on house
Yeah,
shows. Absolutely,
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it.
it was quite good for an opener.
Yeah,
That involved a rookie who I thought actually she had a great showing. By the way, I thought Rana looked really good in this match. I think the rookies are always a fun conversation, right? These days, because like
yeah.
you and me have talked about Sayaka Kurara a lot. Obviously, Yuzuki is like fantastic, but Rana's really good for a rookie. Like I don't want to
Yeah.
discount her. She just, I think with her, you just kind of like let her be her almost. Like don't push her to be more than that because she's unique from the other two in the way she wrestles. And the more she learns for sure, the better she's going to be, anyways.
That's true. Yeah, I thought this match was quite fun. It did make me deeply depressed because I watched all this after the results had already came out from the weekend. So it made me deeply
Yeah.
depressed that they just didn't run Hanan versus Mei Sarah anywhere in the tournament. You know what I mean? Because like it's one thing if they don't run in the finals, that's okay. But it's crazy that they just didn't do it at all. I feel like it's a match they're saving for some reason when we've seen it before. Like
Yeah, I
you've
don't know
already
what they're
run the
saving it
match.
for. That's the thing. Like, I don't know what it is.
Uh,
Know why the different ones kept getting better and better against each other. And essentially they're giving each other a rival, right? Like that's cool with me.
yeah.
Like now they both have big time rival to look at down the line whenever one of them has a title that isn't high speed, I guess. But
Which
it
they
is
should
weird.
run that too, by the way.
I
I
I
think.
agree. I agree. They can kind of do like the Momo Starlight Kid situation with that.
Yeah,
Uh,
and I think that like, and I've always said this. I've said this, numerous times. If you listen every week, you've heard it before. That it's like they could definitely run a Mei Sarah over Hanan in a high speed title match, and then like have Hanan beat her somewhere else. Because it's like Mei Sarah is just like more accustomed to the time limits, the 10 count on the floor. She's better at the roll ups. You could just have her be ahead of her in that sort of match, and then have a a straight up singles match in the 5 star or something, and Han gets her win back. I think that would make total sense. But
yeah.
you know,
I would
uh,
have loved this to be the final. I'm
as would I.
actually angry that it's not gonna be the final, but I will
As am
get
I.
to that later. This is the only show, by the way, that I'm on this week that I get to talk about this before the final. So I'm gonna have very, very, very unique thoughts compared to when I record later this week.
Oh, yeah,
So
this is a rare instance of me actually not having listened to Ring Post Radio whatsoever. So I don't know any of your
we didn't
takes
talk
from this
too
week.
much about it. We
Okay.
just talked like I don't absolutely bash certain people on that for Stardom because I usually just talk Stardom up. But when I do my Joshi shows, that's when I
Let loose a
yeah
little bit
yeah I'm coming for you,
in
Ami.
that sense, at least. Yeah. But yeah, that was a really good match. I liked that they had Ida win with the crab, because it felt like, Ida is that person, right? She's the one who's like forcing you to be better if you're a rookie, and kind of disrespecting you like that is just a way to make you grow in wrestling. So it's like, nah, I'm
I
just
think
gonna make
Glory's
you
coming
tap
from
out.
for that tag team of the year award.
Oh yeah, 100%. Are they still like near the top of yours? 'Cause
Well,
I,
Sting cheated.
okay.
And then Saori and Natsupoi and all that, that
Actually,
was tough. But
shout
they
out
are at the top still. They're 5th, which is
one
impressive because
last
they're the only one with a normal match.
one last uh Ring Post Radio reference. Shouts out Ryan because he says a few weeks ago, Sai Ida and Sting, who can tell the difference, right? Uh one and the same, if I've ever seen it.
He did say that.
And
I
I
don't
yeah,
even remember
that's
I don't
that's
remember
stuck with me. I
why.
don't remember the context either. Oh, it was the beating of the chest. That
Oh, yeah. That's right.
it's like they're the same motherfucker.
Yeah. That's
um,
my co-host, folks.
but yeah, that's a that's the advertisement for Ring Post Radio. Um, Next up was a Cinderella Tournament second round matchup. It was Azumi defeating Sayaka Kurara in 7 minutes 14 seconds with the Azumi sushi or Zushi. Compliments to the chef, you know what it is. Um, this match was good. Hot
I
take.
loved the ending of it
Yeah,
when Azumi jumps over the spear, hits Sushi, and it's like, "Alright, see you, bud.
it
Good
was
job.
very
Good
funny.
try."
This was one of those instances you don't see it a lot, but of like Azumi just straight up was like just big dicking her a lot of the time.
Yeah. This is
She was
also
just
the
like,
one time I
pick
really
him up.
liked the way this was shot because, like,
Mm,
the view of that exact ending was, like, perfect,
yeah,
if that makes sense.
no, I get it.
As I was gonna talk about this more on the next show against
Mm,
Amasaki with Azumi, so I'll save it, but I'll just say this for now, she's great.
I
And,
agree.
that Sayaka Kurara, she's special. She's, for someone that has known about wrestling for, what is it, a year now?
A year and a half, about, yeah.
That's crazy. That's real. She was like, "Oh, I kinda just walked to I went to a show and I liked it, and now I'm here." "Oh, okay, cool.
He
Sounds good."
fucking locked the fuck in, bro. Like, think about that. Within a
Between her and
year,
Aya
within
Sakura
a
is
year,
glorious.
you're tagging with the first wrestler you ever saw. Like,
That's so true. That's so
that's insane.
the between her I love that she was like, "Yeah, I only know what wrestling is for a year." She's in Cosmic Angels. And then Aya Sakura was like, "Yeah, I tried to try out for Runaway Wrestler and I accidentally, like, became a wrestler instead." I was like, "That's insane."
Yeah. Oh, it's
And
still
now
one
they're
of my
both
favorite
in
stories.
Cosmic Angels.
Yeah, real novices right there. But yeah, I think this match, and texted you this. It was kind of a joke, but it also wasn't. Is that I think Yuya Uemura of New Japan Pro Wrestling could learn a lot from Sayaka Kurara
That's so real.
because she's such a good fundies wrestler.
Do you know,
Like
Yota
she
Tsuji actually learned the spear from Sayaka
that's real.
Kurara?
That's real. Actually, she came up with the name Gene Blast. She doesn't use it because she doesn't want the credit. She doesn't want the credit, but she came up with it. That's true.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, she
that's
loaned it over to him.
crazy. That's
Uh,
crazy to say out loud.
but like legit, like she has like two moves,
Yep,
really.
that's it.
And that's but she has like that fire, she has the vibe, she just has like this presence that you need if you're going to only have two moves, you know what I mean? And she does it well. And I think that like, and I don't want to shit on Yuya because I hope for him and I don't dislike but it's just like one of those things where it's like you need to learn how to be a fundies wrestler if you're going to be a fundies wrestler, right? And
Yeah.
does it very well. She's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna throw some drop kicks. I'm gonna throw some elbows. I'm not gonna do much more than that. I'm gonna do my big spear. I'm gonna do my big arm drag, and those are the big spots. Those are my high spots. Maybe I'll do a body slam." But she does them all perfectly. She does them with such babyface fire, such finesse. She's just really, really good. And I think that we don't have to spend too long on Sakakura again. But
I will say this. I want to say one thing, and then we could stop talking about her
mm,
uh, for now. But she is such an incredible, like, natural baby face
yeah,
for where she is in her career that, like, it's not shocking that this company is, like, behind her very clearly for a rookie, you know?
yeah,
Like, it's gonna go well for her, and, I do think she's learning from the right people, actually, especially Natsupoi. I think that's kinda where her bag will be come 3 years down the road
yeah.
or
And she
something.
can work fast. That's another thing we learned from this match is that she can work very
Yeah,
fast.
I'm ready for that
Which
high-speed title match.
Yeah, shit. Let's go. Faster than other people who have challenged for the belt. Let's be frank.
We
Um,
we need more high-speed wrestlers.
this is true. Speaking of a potential high speed wrestler versus a low speed wrestler, it was Miyu Amasaki versus Mai Sakurai. Miyu Amasaki won with the Amo, Amano Hashidi Date. Uh,
Nailed
it's
it.
the bridge. It's the bridge. It's the bridge that Lee Moriarty did that one time. You know what
Mhm.
I mean? That he got from her. Yeah, I'm in paradise when I watch my Sakurai. I'm
Yeah, this was
joking. This
rough.
wasn't very
This
good.
this was rough.
Um, yeah, I didn't
Shout
like
out
this.
Miyu Amasaki, though.
Yeah, Miyu's cool. Like Miyu, but this was not a good match.
And that's your review.
Yeah, I'm happy she won. I mean, it was expected because my Sakurai's in her era here. Um,
My Sakurai ain't getting defended when Alex ain't here. Just telling you guys that now.
no, no, I didn't think that either of them did like especially bad performances. I just thought that it was just
They just had
mediocre all
nothing.
around, and they did not work well together, and it just crumbled from there. But I
No,
didn't think
both of
either of
them are
them were
wrestlers
bad, but
that
it just wasn't.
excel with wrestlers that are much better than them.
Yeah,
And
they could work up.
yeah, yeah. I mean, Miyu more than Mai, in my opinion, these days. But Mai is part of one of the best tag team matches of the year. So
True that.
not because of her, but
Oh,
shout out Chen Yoda. I had to get one
sometimes.
in here.
Yeah. Shouts actually, yeah, shout out Chanyoda. She had that good match against Nanai and Rio
That
Mizunami
was
too.
good. That was
That was good.
nuts. She did another shoot headbutt. I hope she remembered where she was.
I think she did this time. I think she knows how to run it now.
What a
Um
crazy sentence. I think she
yeah.
knows this time. That's good.
But the next match was the God's Eye team of Sakakashima, Misore, Mirai, and Shuri defeating Cosmic Angels team of Saori Anou, Aya Sakura, Yuna Mizumori, and Natsupoi. It translates to summary, so I have to remember who it
Ayasaka had
is.
some nice kicks on Shuri in this match.
That's good. I did not
That's
get
all
to
I
watch this
remember.
match. Um, I do see that Shuri broke her arm. Not literally.
Yeah, yeah, she sure did.
That's what
Yeah,
happened.
she sure did. It was tough. I feel bad for her, but I'm happy. Aya Sakura, after all she's gone through the past year, I'm rooting for her. No,
I'm just reading these post match comments now. Where Shuri's like, "Oh yeah, I'm going overseas to fight Masha." Oh, that's another piece of news. Shuri is facing Masha Slamovich at the
GCW,
um
JCW
the
versus the World Show.
JCW versus the World Show during WrestleMania weekend for a belt. So how the fuck did they book that? The world may never know. And Sakashima says, "Yeah,
No comment.
I'm going overseas too." And it, oh, and she called herself Goldfish shit. Um, because she follows Shuri around everywhere she goes. And Shuri's like, "Wait, you are?" She's like, no, I don't think I am." So yeah, that's the moment of Zen from Sakashima. Um,
Anyone knows if they're going or not.
what do you say? Sorry, you broke up a little bit.
I said I don't know if anyone else knows if they're going over or not at
Good
this
point.
stage. I feel like It's like we're 2 weeks away, and they've only announced the same wrestlers. They must be waiting for after the Cinderella for
They might
some
be
reason.
waiting
Right?
on visas.
That
'Cause
that's very true.
everybody that's not named has like not wrestled in America either at all or since 2019. Um, so it's like, it's
Yeah,
possible that some of these people don't have visas.
they just have 8
Um,
wrestlers over there.
that would be a choice.
Time to give a call to Mariah May.
She would
Hey,
do it.
can you do this show for us, please?
Can you
Thank
work
you.
4 matches, please? Um, but next up was another Cinderella Tournament second round match. It was Xena defeating Waka Tsukiyama in 5 minutes and 32 seconds with the Thunder Struck. I thought this was like solid, but Waka has this issue where
Yeah.
every match she's in,
Oh.
it feels like it's 20 minutes long. And then I heard a 5-minute call. I'm just like, what the fuck do you mean? It's been 5 minutes. Oh, that's not good. um, and then it ended. And I was like, oh, that was
Remember
a
Wakamania?
match. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
I
Probably a
actually
good thing
didn't
it doesn't
like
exist anymore.
any of that. Like I said so much on the podcast. I thought that even like the payoff match was one of the weakest Nanai matches in Stardom in outside of the ones that, ended in a count out. Uh, I thought it was one of the weaker Nanai matches of in her Stardom run. Um, yeah, I don't know. Something about Waka. It just feels like she wrestles endlessly,
Dylan
and
hates Waka. That's it.
I wouldn't
Okay.
say I hate Waka. I
Xena
just
won. That's what matters, as she
This is
should
true.
have.
This is true. Xena's
Shout
pretty good.
out the lioness. Shout out Xavi. The lion is hungry.
That's real.
Something, something, something.
Shouts out Daga. You forgot the lion. You said the lion is hungry. You didn't even
Well, I
shout out
want to
the
shout
lion.
out Xavi because Xavi always the hashtag the lion is hungry, and then I just never said Doug.
Yeah. Hashtag the lioness is hungry. Um,
Roar.
moving on. Cinderella Tournament second. Cinderella Tournament second round match. It was
Oh,
Ruaka defeating Kazuki with an over the top rope elimination. I actually really loved the finish to this match. Oh,
finish was great.
I didn't love the bullshit stuff of it. That kind of sucked. But Hazuki
Bro, the
was over
box
the
though.
top.
You kidding me?
The box was okay. Well, first of all, fuck you, Alex, because I was right. Like last week, I was like, we're talking about how this is Hanan's year and how Hanan's about to face all of her like demons. Um, I feel like Hazuki isn't as much of her demon as Ruaka is. Hazuki's just her her teacher, which like that would be a cool match, and I would have loved to see that, but you know, it's not the same as these people who she has like visceral hatred for and who she needs to surpass. It's like Hazuki's still someone who's trying to lift her up, so that wouldn't really make as much sense. And he's like, nah,
What
but
do
Ruaka don't
you
win.
say?
And I
Not
was
you.
like,
Not you. Sorry.
no, I know. But then they go, Ruaka doesn't win. That's not gonna happen. I was like, yeah, but she could. I mean,
Little
there's
did you know,
heel shit.
Rocca only wins.
Yeah, Viva Mexico. Um, this match
It,
was good. I actually really like this match. Now that I think about it, I thought it was very fun. I thought Hazuki really. I think Hazuki's too good for her job. I think she's too good at her job. I think that's where we're at with Hazuki.
of of being
of
being the
just
one to put
wrestling,
people
just
over. Oh,
everything, all of it. She's too good at it. Like people used to call Dolph Ziggler too good at his job. Um, where it's like you're too reliable, you're too good at wrestling, you're too good at helping people look good. You're too good at it all, homegirl. She is too good for what she is. Because she killed it here. I thought she made Ruaka look like $1 million. I thought that like the heel shenanigans worked because Hazuki was not going to let it work until she got like too caught up in the moment. She was like ready to win, and then the second that she like truly had that chance to win, it got ruined because of a box out of midair from across the ring. You know what I mean? Like I think that's such like a beautiful way to make Hazuki look good, honestly. In that it's like
yeah,
she
yeah.
came out the gates, she made her entrance. I watched this match with the camera angles. Uh, so I don't know, like you probably didn't see this. She made her entrance completely stone faced. entire entrance, and she smiles in all of her entrances nowadays. But she just completely dead inside, just walks to the ring, slowly gets in the ring, takes off her jacket, and just rushes her. And I'm just
and
like,
she
this is
still
so
lost.
sick. But that's the thing is that it's like it felt like she knew what to do. It was just a matter of like timing that she got fucked, pretty much.
She didn't know what to do enough because she got a box thrown at her, buddy.
Well, what are you supposed to do then? Like that was a disqualification, quite frankly.
It was
That
great.
that that should have been a disqualification. You throw a
I
box at someone's head, that's a disqualification.
I popped big time when that box went flying at her. I was like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, go on.
my thoughts about this are very simple. The match was very well done. Hazuki deserves much better. And that's just we can replay that every year from now on. I think we've all said it. Like, I don't know how long has she been wrestling. We can just go back pretty far. Uh, she is fantastic, like you said, at her job. She does everything to perfection. She did this to perfection. The way they did the elimination, I agree, was great. It was like so well done, so clean, a great way to protect her in many ways.
Mhm.
Um, it's so funny that they're protecting Hazuki as if I have any confidence that they're doing something with Hazuki. Which,
I
I
don't.
can't say I do. Um, but it's okay.
We're
Ruaka versus Ushio ultimately is facing in the semis makes all the sense in the world. So I'm not too upset about it.
I think we're at the point we're not yet at why the fuck didn't they just put the belts on her? Like the tag belts on her? Uh, but we are at the point of like vague hope that we shouldn't have for Hazuki. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah,
like
I'm not
every year
there
that
yet.
happens. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Where it's like, hey, maybe they'll do something with her, and then once they don't, you're just like, can you just fucking put the belts back on FWC, please?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, like if we're
The
not gonna do
reality
anything,
is
just do that.
respect Crazy Star. The reality
Well,
is
that's the match right there.
yeah, that's true. The reality is to me that Hazuki's never gonna win the Cinderella, except this. Hazuki's I won't rule out the 5-star yet, because things can happen naturally, right? Like,
Mm,
crowds can naturally get behind a listen, Mike is world champion, anything can happen.
it's
Um,
true.
but I think for us fans, like, when it comes to Hazuki, we can continue to, you know, be f be optimistic and hope and hope and hope because she's just such a fantastic wrestler, and that's all she does is make you hope with her matches.
Yeah.
But if we were smart and we wanted to be safe, we would stop. We would stop doing
Correct.
that. But we can't. I will admit something to everyone now that she's out of the tournament. I used her as my sacrifice in this tournament, and I'm not proud of it. I'm not.
Damn, she went out second round too because of that.
Listen. Last year I picked Kid to win. She went out first round. This is how this goes. You were
Yeah, but that was
disrespected.
because Hiroku Umasaki was just too strong.
Ugh. Okay, whatever. But my
Shouts out Hiroku
point
Umasaki. Go on.
is that every year I pick someone to win that feels like they should win, like, and
Mhm.
I don't. But this year I was like, no, the person I want to win is not getting screwed because I predicted her. And let's just say it's going pretty well right now, folks.
Yeah,
The two top people I wanted to win are still in it.
the story ain't finished.
They're still in it. There's a story being told for the top one, which we'll get to, and the
However,
other
I will
one,
say, I do think that Ami Sourei is about to pull up like The Rock and say, "Fuck your story." That is a fear, but
yeah, I mean, Sarai, well, you should learn how to wrestle first before you say that,
she's
buddy. You started this. No, you said it. You said you brought rock stuff into this. No. I'm not letting that happen. But yeah, poor Suzuki. Good for Waka. Weird decisions being made because of one story, which is cool. I'm actually very okay with like just going full in on one person's story. But we're getting to an extreme level that I don't like for the finals, and I think it's unacceptable. I think it's time to break away from the story. Uh,
I agree.
but let's just get to the last two matches here because
Yeah.
whatever.
Next match was Queen's Quest falling to EXV, it was Hanako, Mina, Shirakawa, and Maika defeating Lady C, Saya Kamatani, and Utami Hayashishita. They're returning Utami Hayashishita after a brief stint away from the ring. By a brief stint, I mean a weekend. Maika pinned Lady C with a Michinoku driver in 12 minutes 39 seconds. I didn't watch this match, but I watched the promo afterwards because it's just ain't a match that I'm gonna watch. Um, After the match, Maika talked all about her history with Utami and how Utami inspired her to become a wrestler,
Micah
and
talks a
how
lot now. That's ultimately what
this
happens.
is
She
true.
talks a lot.
This is true, and she brought up the future belt. She brought up all of the red belt challenges. She brought up the 5 stars, and she said that it's important to defeat Utami as the red belt champion. And Utami, in turn, called Maika her greatest rival and accepted her reverse nomination. That match will happen on Wednesday. Um, yeah,
All right. Thanks for the. I thought you had more. I thought you were gonna say more, and then you just said,
I
"Yeah."
I mean I'm excited for it. Like I think I mean I told you it's like I think these two have.
Do you want my
We'll
take on
talk.
all of this?
Not yet. We'll get to it in the preview, actually,
Well, I
because
meant
we
from
should probably
these two
just.
shows.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Utami Hayashishita is so fucking good, dude.
She's really good.
I watched the. Did you watch the main event from the second night or no?
No, I didn't have the time.
Yeah.
Y- you just
Oh,
your microphone just cut out the entire thing you just said, and I find that so funny.
watch both of them, okay? Because I want to. Fuck.
Your microphone just cut out everything.
Oh my
You
god,
started
man.
going at it. I was like, damn, this is
Is it
crazy.
back? Is it back?
Yes, I could hear you now. I could hear you.
All right. All right. I'm gonna do my rant all over again.
Uh
Alex
huh.
fixes or don't. I don't care. Utami is so fucking good. She
Yes.
is one of the best in the world. And I saw it in these two matches. This is the first time in a long time that I watched something from Micah, and I was like, all right, we're here. And Utami versus Maika to me has never happened in the big main event setting when Utami is at her best. Because when Utami wrestles Maika, for some reason those stupid extensions always come back because those are the 5 star. And I can't stress enough how much I can't like there's just something, okay? There's just something with Utami and those extensions that she feels like she has to go back to being the World of Stardom champion version of herself instead of this badass that had one of my favorite matches of the year in 2022 against Shuri that no one remembers, which was like incredible because it was like leveled up Utami. We don't talk about leveled up Utami. And then last year, she was the main reason for my match of the year because she was
Yep.
incredible. She can do it again on Wednesday. And my confidence in this match being the best they've ever had is relatively high. I don't know why. I don't. I just
See, I'm
feel that way.
scared.
I
I
think
feel like
Utami's gonna go all out, man. I really do. I think
I
Utami
hope she does.
is so driven just to be great. And it's been a long time since she could be the top dog and be great again. And when's the last time she had a world title match? That Shuri match?
Mayu.
No, that doesn't count.
Uh, it would have been the
It's,
Shuri match. Yeah.
yeah. And like it's been over a year. It's time. Utami, big title match. Get into it, as Ryan Knightsey would say. Shout out
Get
to my
into
Ringpost Radio
it.
partner.
Yeah.
Get into it.
Um, I fear this pairing. All the well, you know what? I agree.
I fear Micah. There you go.
Okay, we'll return to that point when we get to the preview. Because we still have so much show to go. And by so much show, I mean one match and another show. The main event of this show was the team of Tam Nakano, Mei Seira, and Suzu Suzuki defeating the teams of Yuzuki Koguma and Mayu and the team of Natsuko Tora, Starlight Kid, and Momo Watanabe. Tam
Oh,
Nakano
I really
defeated
like this.
Yuzuki. What?
Sorry. I really liked this match.
As did I. Tamakan defeated Yuzuki in 15 minutes and 3 seconds with the Tiger Suplex. Kind of, the finish kind of felt abrupt. I didn't realize it had already gone 15 minutes, so it wasn't
Me
as
either.
abrupt as I thought.
Pace
But it
was
did.
incredible.
Yeah, I thought the pitch was pretty fun. Not as good as it would have been if Azumi was in it, but that's I digress.
She was
Azumi's just
never supposed to be in this, you ass.
Azumi.
Giulia was
Azumi's
supposed to
the
be in this.
master of triple threat matches. Come on, she's the
I
greatest triple threat wrestler to ever live. That's all I'm saying. Um, Now put her in an IC title match at WrestleMania. That'll cook. That'll cook. The Miz, nah, bump that. Azumi, that's what it's all about. But yeah, I thought this match was very fun, and I think the highlight of it, beyond just like Koguma, was like really like bumping and hitting, and I thought Koguma did a really good job. But I think the
Yeah.
highlight stylistically was Suzuki just being fucking upset that she had to be around Tam Nakano. Um,
Yes.
from having to come out to Twilight Dream and her just being like, "What the fuck is this shit right now?
Right.
What the fuck? Y'all
It
motherfuckers are making me come out to this bullshit."
it
That
it
was
was
great.
great because, Julia was obviously supposed to be in this match. Instead, they translated, like, the odd pairing to those 2,
Mm.
and it worked so well. Um,
Which I mean is probably better for the rest of the year to to build
Big
around
time.
those two and not Julia Tam.
Yeah.
Um,
I will give cr I don't always give credit to Tam, but Tam's been, hitting a little bit harder lately, and I
yeah,
appreciate that. She fucked someone up in this match. I forget who it was. It might
one of
have
them.
been Kid. It might have been Kid. She hit Kid really hard once, and I was like, "Yeah!" Mm, sorry,
You're
sorry.
good.
Got
No,
pumped.
you're
I
right.
got pumped up about our show, main event. Let me live.
Koguma versus May Sarah is a match they got to do. I feel like Koguma hasn't really she's always been put into
They
high
should
speed
do
title
it.
matches that like don't work, unfortunately. Um Early on they were like, "Oh, we're going to put you in a singles match against Azumi." It's like, "Oh, that's great." And then it's like it's going to be a main event of a house show that the crowd is dead for. I was like, "Ah, man, that's a shame." And since then I feel like they just haven't really given her the chances to shine as a singles wrestler. So I think her and May Sarah could really do something together. That's why I got this match early on. And yeah, I just had a lot of fun. There were a few lulls in the middle that I was just like, okay, where are we at? Let's reassess this, and then it just kind of like kept going. Um, but yeah, that was a lot of fun. I thought, like I said, the uh, the Suzu Tam bickering stuff was a lot of fun. Was like the most fun I had throughout and after the show or after the match, I should say. Um, how do you feel
Yuzuki
about the
good.
Yuzuki? Also very good. This is true. I was watching this. I was like, Yuzuki just fits naturally because Yuzuki
Mhm.
by a wide margin is the only like is the you know least by like 5 years, like, of everybody in this match, she or I guess Suzu would be second most. So yeah, like by like a long time. And she fit like a glove. She was great. She
Yeah.
was perfect in it. She is, she can hang with the big dogs type of thing. She did end up getting beat. After the bell rang and Tam won, Oedo Tai jumped stars because they're little assholes. Um, Suzu and Tam bickered some more. Suzu kept calling her ugly, and Tam whispered something in Starlight Kid's ear once again. I don't know if me and Alex have made note of this, but after every match that Oedo Tai and Cosmic Angels have against each other, Tam whispers something in Starlight Kid's ear, and that's the thing that's been happening the past few weeks. No idea where that's going. Maybe they're turning Kid babyface again, and they're putting her with Tam. That's a possibility I could see.
How many
But
more people
I
can
don't
go
know.
into Cosmic Angels?
That's the issue. Unless they start like killing factions and they just have like three big factions or two big factions, I don't know how that's very sustainable. But
I'll
something's
take a
happening there.
change for Kid. I just don't want her to be in Cosmic Angels. That make sense?
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with you.
I think
Um,
Kid's long overdue at this point.
yeah, I mean, I think most of Widow Tai is. Well, not most. I mean, I think Black Desire is long overdue, but that's
Yes.
just me.
They had
Um,
an expiration date in Oedo Tai, and they've
it
passed it.
was a long time ago. Yeah, what a damn shame. Um, But yeah, then Tam joked that Giulia no-showed because she didn't want to hang out with her. And Suzu told the crowd to start clapping if Tam was ugly, and they started clapping, and Tam got upset. And they were yelling at each other. And then May Sarah said, "Can y'all stop? I wrestled twice a day. I am tired. Can y'all give me some props here?" And they're like, "Yeah, shouts out May Sarah." And everybody started clapping for May Sarah.
Hey, Sarah, one of the best in the world.
Oh, 100%. Then May Sarah and Suzu was like, "Hey, can we get our tag title match?" And Aphrodite did not show up. So they were just like, "I guess we still. Uh, can y'all hear me? I don't know what's going on, y'all. Can I please get a tag title shot?"
Suzu has done
And
it and every post match
yes,
possible. She keeps bringing it up, and she's not getting her damn match.
it's kind of hilarious, and by kind of I mean very. Um, and then to close the show, Tam decided to close the show. She went "Believe in Tam," and as she yelled "Tam," Suzu grabbed the mic and yelled "Ugly." So believe in ugly.
They're like
Uh,
a very good oddball pairing.
oh yeah, I mean like I'm not a big can they coexist type of guy, but that's it. That's it right there. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. This was a lot of fun. Um, Everything about the main event with the post match was a lot of fun. Worth the watch if you only watch the Cinderella matches.
Yes, I agree. Um, and then the next show we will be kind of flying through a
Oh,
little
we're
bit more,
steamrolling through this one, baby.
because I didn't watch anything that wasn't the Cinderella matches because I just didn't have time. And that show was March 17th. It was Stardom Cinderella Tournament 2024 in Shiga, uh, Maibara. Depends on who you ask. 344 people were in attendance for this show. Back in the day, we would have called this St. Battle Day because it's St. Patrick's Day show. Uh, that was the name back in the day. Love that shit. Um, but yeah, this show I didn't watch most of it, like I said, so we're just kind of steamroll through it. The first match was Suzu Suzuki defeating Mai Sakurai, Mirai, and Lady C. She defeated Mai Sakurai with the Gran Maestro de Tequila, the roll up, in 3 minutes and 30 seconds.
Yeah,
Jesus.
yeah. All three of these first few matches were so short. I was like, well, I definitely don't need to watch them. I wasn't
Yeah.
planning on it anyways, but that just helped.
Um, the next match was the EXV team of Hanako and Waka Tsukiyama defeating the Stars team of Yuzuki and Saida. Waka defeated Yuzuki with the Osu suplex hold, which is her roll up thing, I think. Oh,
That's
wow.
that's the spirit.
The fucking the I don't really care that much. After the match, they once again, Hanako and Tsukiyama once again asked Ida if they can challenge for the belt. I believe.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
that
true.
that looks about right.
They won't stop, and it's kind of getting annoying.
I love how no that's like that meme where it's like harassment versus flirting. Harassment is Waka Tsukiyama and Hanako. Flirting is Crazy Star. That's what it's all about. That's that. Because
There
like
you
when
go.
when Crazy Star does it, it's like, yeah, you get what's yours. And when Maka and Atako do it, it's like, can y'all just fucking leave? Why are you stop?
You just
Stop
shut the
acting like you
fuck
should do
up.
this.
We know you're not winning. I
They
hope.
shouldn't.
Hope. I hope.
Yeah. Um
Especially
the next
Han and
yeah.
never mind. I'm not gonna. I'm
Uh
not saying it. I'm not saying it out loud.
oh shit, this is gonna be a hard preview then. But the next match was the Gazai team of Ronnie Yagami, Sakakashima, and Shuri defeating the Cosmic Angels team of Aya Sakura, Yuna Mizumori, and Tam Nakano. Saki Kashima defeated Aya Sakura with the revival, the zombie revival, if you will. I actually saw the finishing clip of this. It was actually really sick because Aya just full sent it on a kick. Saki ducked and then grabbed her in the revival and won. And I was like, that
That's
is
real.
so sick. Because Aya Sakura would have taken her head off if she had hit it. And I think that's sick.
Imagine if she
So
did.
yeah, it would have been insane.
Didn't happen.
Um, unfortunately. Next match was the best match I've seen in 17 years. It was Ruaka defeating Xena in a quarterfinal match at the Cinderella Tournament 2024. It took 6 minutes and 39 seconds. She actually won with a freezer bomb. So she didn't stick to her
Tough.
guns of tossing motherfuckers over the top rope. She actually won with a pinfall, but
But
with plenty of shenanigans beforehand.
I did not have the best time with this match. We went full house of torture for this one.
Yeah, there were some like isolated moments where I was like, "Oh, this could be good," but it wasn't. Um, because like I think
Yeah.
that they like did like a shoulder block, and I was like, "Oh yeah, Xena could just like work power." Like they could have ran that. That would have been fun
Cena's
if they
good.
just. Yeah, Xena's really good, and I think that like Ruaka could have been good here, but she just wasn't. She just kind of sat in like her teasing holds where she like chokes them, and then
Yep.
the referee counts to 5, and then she's like, 4. No, oh, she does the inverse of um Ryuki Honda's gimmick, where
Yeah.
Ryuki Honda counts to 4 whenever he's getting admonished. She does it until 4, and then she yells 5, and she like gets all excited. Um, she did that for most of the match, and then it ended. and there was some Oedo type bullshit
Yeah. No,
as
I
as
got
there
you.
is
It
now.
wasn't really.
No, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
If this was
like
a match, it could have
actually,
been
this was
fun.
pure bullshit, dude.
If this was actually a match, it could have been fun, but it wasn't. So it wasn't. Uh,
Yeah,
yeah,
it was pure bullshit. You got the full attack in the ring, and then the freezer or the refrigerator bomb for the win, which is fine.
you know. Rock is
But
through. Rock is through to meet
it's
to her first Cinderella semifinal um against Hana, which we'll talk about in a little bit. Next up was another quarterfinal match in the Cinderella Tournament 2024. It was Azumi defeating Miyu Amasaki. O2 line collides in 8 minutes and 50 seconds with the numero uno. This was like night and day compared to their match during her single series, during Miyu's series. This was so much
yeah,
better. Like it just felt
yeah.
like Miyu could keep up this time because like that match, it felt like Azumi was trying to help Miyu keep up, but she just couldn't. Like Azumi wasn't
Mhm.
even like testing her like, oh, I'm gonna outwork you, I'm gonna work circles around you. She tried, and Miyu just couldn't live up to it. Azumi tried here, and Miyu could, and I thought that just made the world of a difference. I really liked this match. I thought Azumi was kicking the shit out of her, like all the time. It was sick. And yeah, I was just happy that this match was what it was because Azumi wanted Miyu to show up, and Miyu showed up, and I'm happy with that.
There was a time, I'll say a year or two ago, where a lot of people, Azumi has always been wonderfully talented,
Hmm.
and I've always thought she's been great. But there have been some fans who thought she couldn't necessarily always lead a match when it wasn't like not high speed or something. Or they just didn't know if she was ready for that big match. Well, yes, I did scream in my mic for that. Important. Well, anyone that doesn't believe in Azumi leading a match that isn't high speed and can't be in the big spots anymore continue to be proven wrong. She is excellent. And this match with Amasaki was so much better than it needed to be, if that makes sense. Like it's a Cinderella match, right? It
Hmm.
doesn't need to be like all that special, but she did a lot for Amasaki in this match, and Amasaki benefits from a match like this. She may have not won, but she looked competitive in there against Azumi, even though Azumi pretty much kicked her ass the whole time. Like this wasn't
Yeah.
like, like this was a 75-25 maybe. But it made Amasaki feel like this, great underdog, and it also made Azumi kind of just feel like she's at a level of confidence right now that you really hope she doesn't get stopped anytime soon because she's so great. And I'm just very excited for what Azumi could do the rest of this year because, you and me have talked about it. She needs to be getting a Wonder of Stardom title match this year.
Hmm.
It's not a I hope, it needs to happen.
The
Like,
fact that she hasn't even won the goddess titles is kind of insane to me. Like I forget that. I know
I
she's been
agree.
high speed champion forever and whatnot, but like like it's just an insane reality that we live in. That it's like we're 11 years into her career almost, or it was her 10th anniversary, so now she's in her 11th year. Yeah, we're like she's in her 11th year as a wrestler, and she still hasn't won the goddess belts or had a white belt challenge. Like that's absurd. You know what I mean?
What you
Um,
know about Momoas?
too much. Don't bring it up. We don't talk about that no more.
It was special.
I felt like that like the bear in Toy Story 3 where it's like he doesn't love you anymore. Forget it. Stop. you know? Like that's how I feel about Momo Watanabe. She isn't the
Oh,
same anymore. You need to get over it. Oh
oh
man.
man, that's good. That's good.
Goddamn shame. But yeah, this match was really good. It
Just
was a
move
good
on. Too
match.
late
It
now.
was a good match.
You can't even continue. You just absolutely set me. Oh my
Oh
god.
man. Yeah, I think we are gonna move on to the next match, which was a trios match. It was Suzuki, Koguma, Mayu Utani defeating Saori Anou, Sakakura, and Natsupoi. Suzuki defeated Sakakura with the original Bombs Away, the diving senton from the top. Um, I used to call it Bombs Away V2, but then I remembered she did that before she did the Bombs Away V1. So it's the original. It's like the you know
I got
predecessor.
you. I got you.
I
Um,
didn't get to see this match. I'm really upset I didn't get to see this match because this is the one match that I was like, oh yeah, this is a match. This is all me. This is all me.
it, it was a lot of fun. I would give Natsupoi, Saori, and Sayaka the trios belts tomorrow if I
oh,
could.
so would I.
This is the match that I said that Natsupoi hit the super kick into a Sayaka spear, and I screamed. I was like, "Yes, this is what it's all about, baby!" Natsupoi being back on these house shows just adds such a lovely element. Because every match you know that she's in is going to be high, and for it to be against the other house show try hard, makes it all the better. And that, of course, is Suzuki, and Suzuki won.
Even Koguma's a house show try hard
Yeah, it
sometimes.
depends on the day.
I
Depends
mean,
on the day.
there are house shows where she
Lately, she's
like
been.
she just doesn't wrestle. I remember there was one
Yeah,
house show where she did not tag into a match
that's real though.
once.
Like if you're not going to try, don't even tag in. You know,
Yeah, no, I agree.
that's real. But this was cool. This was a lot of fun. I think this is worth it just because you look at all 6 of these wrestlers and it's like, yeah, this is gonna be good, at
Yeah,
least.
I am bummed I didn't get to watch it because I was running out of
I'm
time to
doing
watch.
everything in my power to avoid the next match.
Okay, let's move on to the next
I just
match.
said I'm doing everything in my power to avoid it, and you say,
That's
"Let's move
tough.
on
I'm
to the
right
next
here
match."
because that's what we do. What we do here is go on to the next match. It is Ami Sourei defeating May Sarah in 6 minutes and 31 seconds with an over the top rope elimination. This is obviously the quarterfinal match of the Cinderella Tournament 2024. Despite my sadness that homegrown May Sarah did not win, I actually really like this match. I thought this match was a lot of fun. I think that this was a match that catered to Ami's skills, even though I think you think she doesn't have any. Um, I think it did really like kind of cater to her upside, where it's like she just was that imposing figure. She was the tall girl, right? She was the big girl, or whatever her nickname is. And I think May Sarah kind of getting to uh, position herself around that and like be evasive and do her underdog stuff. I think that worked super well for the 6 minutes that they had. And I thought that the finish was also super fun. The suplex on the apron was nasty. May Sarah took it like a champ. I thought it was a cool spot to run, and uh, I liked it. I really like this match. I thought this match was really a lot of fun. Not as good as uh two of the other quarterfinal matches on the show, but this was generally a pretty fun match. I thought it was my number three of the bunch, which is not hard because Xena and Morocco wasn't a match, but still, I thought it wasn't that far behind. From me. I know you're not an Ami fan. I know that you have this like tick in your brain that when you see Ami, you see red.
Correct
But
take. Correct take.
I said
Tick?
tick.
Oh,
I
correct
said tick,
tick
where
then.
it's like your brain like malfunctions when you see her and you just get mad. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Um,
because she's not good.
she's fine, okay. Like
No,
I'm at the
no,
point where she
no,
is like a wrestler.
no. See? Craig disconnected because
Did he really?
couldn't believe your take. Couldn't
He
believe your
gave
take.
up.
He's like, fuck this. We're not listening to this.
He's back though. He's back.
I know, but it's the fact that it's disconnected at all. Um,
It was a protest to Ami Sourei.
May Sarah rules.
She's
I was
great.
very sad watching her. I obviously knew she had already lost. Um, and the way she lost was very good. Like, it was very well done. She might have destroyed her back, but it was very well done. I just, I just, you know why I'm mostly sad?
Hmm.
Because Ami Sourei's probably going to the final, and I don't
Yeah,
want
no,
that at
that's the
all.
problem. You know what I mean? Is that it's like Ami, she's not growing on me, but I've learned to accept her a lot more. Cause like I think I had a period like the 5-star last year was when I was like, this woman is not good at all. I think the first part of the year is usually when I'm just like, she's all right, because it's mostly tag stuff or these Cindy matches where they're short and they like, they could really like cater to her strengths. You know what I mean?
Sure,
Um, so like right now I'm back. Like it's a constant up and down, right? By 5-star time, I'll probably be back with you like, oh my god, this chick is terrible. But for now I'm like, I'm cool with her. It does suck that she won here though. And it does suck that she's gonna beat Azumi because they're gonna run that Ami versus Hanan match. And that does make me upset that hopefully Hanan's big deciding decisive moment is going to be her beating Ami, who is somebody that like she doesn't have particularly great chemistry with. Even they're
yeah.
rivals, but they're rivals in name only. They're not that great together. Um,
My heart was
historically,
ripped out. My heart was ripped out.
yeah.
It's May
So
Sarah and Hanan compared to Ami
that was the
Sourei and
dream.
Hanan's just
Yeah.
it's such a different match, and I want the best final possible. And I have to accept it. I have to accept it. I get it. I get it. But I I would just like, okay? Okay, I'm just Taro Okada. Hear me out here. I won't be mad if you just let Ami Sourei lose in the semifinals. Okay?
See,
Because listen,
we'll talk about. It, We'll talk about.
because listen, there's a great semifinal here still on the table that you don't need to pass up.
It.
Let's just get to the
Final,
next
you
match.
mean? But yeah.
Final. Yes, semifinals are set. Final. There's a great final on the board here. And I think you know who should be in the final. Just
I
go
think
with
we
it.
all know.
Yeah, yeah. We have to preview the show, so I won't. At least I'll do one more match.
It's not the main event, but it is the last
The
match I
real
watched
main
on the
event.
show. The effective main event. It was Hanan defeating Starlight Kid after a pinfall exchange that ended with her getting 17 and getting the win in 9 minutes 27 seconds. This is the quarterfinal, the fourth and final quarterfinal of the Cinderella Tournament 2024. Um, this was very good. I think it's funny that Alex isn't here for this because he always says I'm a hater. I think Starlight Kid has had one of the strongest tournaments in the Cinderella period. Uh, so this was very, very good, and I thought that her match against Yuzuki was very, very good. The Suzu match kind of let me down a little bit, but those two matches were two of my favorites of the tournament, straight up. So shouts out to Kid. She's had a great showing here, and she had a great showing in this match specifically. I thought it was a
Hey,
really
you want to
fun
know
back and
why?
forth.
You want to know why she had a great showing in this match?
Go on.
Because she's wrestling. She's wrestling Hanan, who is the
Future
god
Ace.
of this tournament.
Oh yeah.
The god
Well,
of
no,
this
that's
tournament.
what I was about to say. I was gonna become a hater again. It was
Oh,
moments away.
okay. I thought you were
Uh,
like wicked, like
I
not going
literally,
back to hater. I was like, damn,
I
that's
literally
crazy.
have it in my notes. I had like, oh, like sorry,
Say it.
kid had a good tournament, blah blah blah. And I was like, but Hana showed her up because that's what she do.
Okay, there we go.
And it's yeah,
Uh
homegirl's great.
Hanan has had the best match of her round for my money every time, or
Um,
at least tied, like rating wise, if that makes sense.
I don't know if her and Hanako.
I probably
Otherwise,
had
yeah,
Kid and Yuzuki like
over
pretty
that.
close to
I
that.
I
Yeah, yeah.
I I had
I
Kid Izuki over that, definitely.
Hey Dylan, here's what I did. Just let it go. You know,
No,
like
you're good. You're good.
let
Go on.
me let me go
See,
with
you got
the
me checking
take.
my
You know.
spreadsheet. That's the problem.
Yeah.
I
Well,
was like, ah.
don't check. 'Cause I'm not gonna check either. We're just gonna go with it. We're gonna praise
Okay,
Hanan here
go on. Go on.
because it's her time. It's been her time. She is going to the semifinals. Thank God. Thank God. This was the one match I was actually worried about. I was pretty convinced she was beating Mirai. Great match, by the way. Obviously didn't say that on the show, but that was a great match. Wonderful match to watch live. I know you didn't, so just gotta put some salt in the wound.
Yeah.
Uh, 'cause you
I,
were
I
so
I fell asleep right before it on the train. It was crazy.
yeah, yeah. But this was so well done. I think these two probably have a great title match in them somewhere down the road. Because
Hmm.
there's a lot of history to work off of there, just based off their upcomings. And
Yeah.
stars and whatnot. Um, but seeing her win, there's no better. Like this is the most happy I've been with this goddamn tournament in a long time.
Yeah.
Every match that she wins, it just makes me happier and happier. This is who I want to win this tournament, folks. I didn't predict her to win this tournament for reasons, because I want her to win this tournament. And Hanan has had the story every single match. I don't know why they didn't just make these two the final, truthfully. Like they teased it. Why didn't they just do that? You know? Like
Yeah.
it would have worked.
It's such a dumb final that we're getting. I'm gonna be real.
It's annoying. It's annoying because her versus like everyone else that she's besides Hanako, but like the other two, Starlight Kid and Mirai, would have made sense.
Even well, her and Hanako wouldn't have made sense in the final, but her and Hanako
No,
made sense in that like Hanan had to stun on these
yeah,
toes one more time
I just,
because she does that every week.
I just, I love the story they're telling with her. She deserves the story to be told. This match was great. Just everything's working. It's just that final I'm looking at. I'm like, it could have been perfect. It's like it
Hmm.
could have been perfect.
No, I
Her
agree.
winning's good enough for me though, and I hope she does.
As do I.
Let's get to the preview, shall we?
First, we need to say the main event of the evening was
Oh, it
Mina
was good.
Shirakawa. Thank you. Was Mina Shirakawa and Maika defeating the team of Aphrodite, Utami Hayashishita, and Saika Mitani, and the team of XL, Natsuko Tora, and Momo Watanabe. Fuck your tag team championships. That's what happened here.
That was real WWE booking.
Yeah. Because wait, how did wait? What happened here? What was the finish?
Uh, so Momo hit Utami with the bat, and then Maika ran in and pretty much rolled her up. I think
Hmm.
she. I just know Utami got hit with something. Mina cleared the ring. Maika took the pin, like she stole the pin essentially on like a roll up.
That sucks ass.
Yeah, it was not good. Match was good because Utami and Micah
Yeah.
did good stuff, but the ending was like, oh, that's weird. Um, I I I think the one interesting note is that I think Mina, as in Shirakawa, for anyone that's wondering, just want to classify that. She said after the win, find the tweet, find the tweet, find the tweet. Why does she tweet so much? Jump the line to the front after they won.
Oh wait, who said that?
Mina
Hmm.
after Micah and Mina won.
Oh my god, please don't do this.
Suzu might kill one of them if that happens.
I wouldn't blame her.
I wouldn't either.
She should leave if that happens, quite frankly. She should have breached her goddamn contract at that point.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Suzu's gonna like destroy everything that's Kozen if that happens.
Yes, she should.
Everything about it.
No, as she should. As she should.
But yeah,
But
I wanted to share that little tidbit because I was like, oh,
I hope she means of the Artists of Stardom Championship rankings. So we're going to go challenge. You
yeah, that's
know.
absolutely what she meant when they pinned the
Mhm.
goddesses of Stardom champions.
Maybe they run a triple threat tag because they've been doing
I
those.
wouldn't
I wouldn't.
mind
I
that.
wouldn't be surprised if they ran it with a triple threat tag for the tag belts, or a fatal
Ah.
four way or something. I don't
It
know.
would be really weird though, because like to me,
You just broke up again, just so you know.
you would do that to like
There you go.
whatever. It wasn't worth it.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, I
Now
said
you're
I
good.
said
Now you're
usually
good.
when they
We can
do
hear you now.
three-way matches, you protect someone, but they didn't do that in this match. You know, like they didn't,
True.
they could have easily protected the world title challenger and one half of the goddesses of Stardom
Well,
tag
now
team
they do the
champions.
protection by just heal shit.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Me neither.
I don't. I rather just protect them by putting like Sayaka Carrara in there. You know,
Hmm. Oh, I agree. But it's a main event,
instead it's
so
like
you know.
let's put. Hey, what the fuck you mean by that?
Not personally. I'm just
You
saying,
saying
like they.
Sayaka Carrara is not a main eventer?
Ay, Dios mío. You're fighting your own homies here, man. I'm
Uh,
with you.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just on edge because I have to preview Ami Sarai into the final right now.
Yeah.
Let's get to it, shall we?
Yeah. The upcoming event is on the 20th. Yes, it's on March 20th. Isn't if you're listening to this day of, it's like tonight. So hope you're listening to this early. If not, it's already outdated. And it is in the Yokohama Budokan, right? That's where we're at.
No, it's in
Where?
Nagoya, isn't it?
Oh, it's in Nagoya. Wait, where in Nagoya? Why the fuck would they run this in Nagoya?
I didn't ask them.
Thank you for that.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean it like that.
Uh,
I'm trying to figure it out for you, and my computer doesn't want to work.
no, I'm just
Nagoya
checking.
International Conference Center Event Hall.
Hmm. I won't look it up.
Oh my god, it's almost sold out.
Oh, is this the
It's
place where they did Natsupoi uh Saya?
ooh, it might be. They have 2 sections left. They've sold everything else out.
Shit, I spelled something wrong. I apologize. This is bad audio, y'all, but I'm looking something up real quick.
He's looking up the a venue for Cinderella Journey.
Oh no, that's Nagaoka Niigata. That's a completely
And
different place.
didn't you just say Saya and Natsupoi?
Yeah, that
Oh,
was in
you found the result.
Niigata.
Sorry, my
Yeah.
bad. I was like, never mind. Whatever. This is bad. We're
No, I'm
we've
just trying
gone
to
too
figure out what venue this is that like they're having such a big show here. Because I know they run big shows in Nagoya, but like this feels like it should be in Tokyo. That's why I'm like, this is interesting.
The last time they ran here was Nagoya Big Winter,
Mm.
which was Suzu and Hazuki in the main event. Aphrodite returning again, beating Divine Kingdom. Giulia defeating Asumi for the New Japan Strong Women's title, and then
Oh,
I
that one.
absolutely rocking the shit of Alice Inc. May
Yeah.
Sarah defeated Tekla.
Uh,
952 the last time they were here.
yeah, I don't really like that.
They ran the New Japan Cup here a few days ago. 2 days ago, when Sonata beat Jack Perry, they had 1,750 in
Damn, so this
attendance.
is scapegoat approved?
Is Scapegoat approved? I don't know why they're running Nagoya, but it is a hot ticket.
Yeah, it appears that way. I'm
Um,
gonna stop looking it up. I
they
don't give a
also
fuck.
did Golden Fight here last year, where Tam got injured against Tora.
Oh, yeah, that crowd was ass.
That
This
was
isn't gonna be fun.
1,315 people in attendance.
This could be very rough. I hope everybody knows that. Because that Nagaoka crowd was really good back in the day. Well, it's been good, pretty consistently. But uh yeah, Nagata's kind of hit or miss with the crowd, so let's hope for the best. The show starts. With a 4-on-4 match, it is God's Eye versus EXV. It is Rana Yagami, Saki Kashima, Mirai, and Shuri taking on Hanako, Waka Tsukiyama, Mina Shirakawa, and Xena. This is definitely going to set up a trios title match, I'm guessing. Um, I imagine one of EXV pins Rana, and then they step to Mirai and Shuri, and that's where we go from there.
I think you're absolutely right.
Yep. Next
I
up,
don't have anything else to say about that.
Next up is an interesting one. It is 5-on-5 is Cosmic Angels versus Oedo Tai. The reason I say it's interesting is that there's a story here, but the story participant isn't in it. So it is Aya Sakura and Sakakura, who are the apprentices of Cosmic Angels, teaming with Yuna Mizumori, Saori Anou, and Natsupoi, taking on Momo Watanabe, Natsuko Tora, Starlight Kid, Fukigen Death, and Rina. Um, so Cosmic Angels just definitely loses here because they have the two people who lose. Well, maybe Death. Maybe they put someone over Death.
That would be my. It's either gonna be Aya Sakura or Death, or Death pins Aya Sakura.
That would give me some questions. I would be curious
Death
about what's going on
always
then.
pins people though.
Yeah, but she hasn't in like a month. And in fact, in a month and 10 days, she hasn't pinned anybody. Um,
That's true.
a
I
month and
don't
9
think she's
days
going
from
to,
now.
but
But yeah,
you know,
I don't know. It's interesting because I mean, Aya Sakura hasn't won a match ever, in her career. So as far as I'm aware, so we will see. Or maybe she won one, but she's never it's pretty obvious that she does not win. So yeah, we'll have to see what that match. Like I said, not or Tam Nakano isn't involved, so the Starlight Kid story isn't coming to a head here, whatever that may be. So that's that. Um, Next up is a three-way. Or did you have any further comments on that undercard tag match?
um, Natsupoi's in it, so that's exciting.
Hmm.
As is the Wonder of Stardom champion, which I always, kind of look towards those things. But I don't think Momo's challenging. Kid already did, and I don't see Tora challenging, so it probably doesn't matter.
No, not even a little bit. Surprised they didn't put a white belt challenge on here. I get why, but
They
it's
could have just
interesting.
tossed her and Hazuki on here very easily if
Yeah,
they
I,
wanted
I
to,
wouldn't have been surprised if they ran that, but they didn't.
and they should
Uh,
have.
Probably. I
I
don't know
didn't
why I
mean to
whispered.
whisper. My
I
voice
know we
lost.
both
I lost my voice when I said
we
it.
both started whispering. I was like, why did we do that? But no, the next match is a triple threat trios match. It is Saikam Tai, Lacey, and Miyo Masaki of Queen's Quest. Miyo Masaki with the new uh, picture on Storm World or on the Storm website looks really cool with the new gear and everything. Um, Taking on the classmates trio of Hazuki, Koguma, and Saida, taking on the unaffiliates Mei Sarah, Suzu Suzuki, and Mai Sakurai. Uh, Classmates should win here. I think they will win here, in fact.
Yeah, I think so too. I think my Sakurai probably pinned, or Lady
You
C.
could you could put Hazuki over Mai Sakurai pretty easily.
Yeah, I mean, I look at Lady C. I
Maybe
look at my
they
Sakurai.
might want to be pushing for a Koguma Meisera match, like I said. That could be the next high speed thing. So maybe they put them and they put Koguma over
I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, I'm
It
not sure, but that's where I'm looking.
it depends where, right? Because
Yeah.
the idea here is we're building to Buntai now after this,
Hey,
and I
yeah,
guess the American show.
maybe.
But I don't really know if they're
And the last two shows of the month before people have to
well that too.
leave. But
But
it doesn't
like
look
in my mind, I'm assuming May Sarah isn't leaving. So
at
like
least
that's
not
why I
yet,
said like,
I don't think.
is it gonna be not yet? Is it gonna be Koguma? Is it gonna be that's kind of what I'm thinking here. But either way, it should be a little fun little match. There's a lot of good talent here. It probably won't be long. Probably like 9 minutes.
I
Um,
like that they've been doing the triple threat
I
tags
do too.
lately. I
It's more
appreciate
unique
those.
than the
They're
big
fun.
faction tags.
Yeah, and that was an issue that they had. That's tough, Alex. Um, Alex texted us saying that this is gonna hurt to edit because his arm is fucked, and I said, "Huh, that's funny." Um, I hope his arm gets better. But I do think
I
I
lost him. I lost him.
I do think that there was I can't look that in the face. My bad. Um, I do think that this is better than like I think even Sonny was talking about how like the 5-on-5s get really old very quickly, or
Yes.
even just like 3-on-3s, 4-on-4s. It's like you need to find a way to kind of mix it up a bit more. And I think these multi-person tag team matches, like the triple threats and stuff, is super fun way to do that, right?
Hmm. I think so.
So yeah,
I think it's a. I think it's far more exciting. The pace is great. So, well, at least from the ones we've seen so far.
yeah.
So I welcome them, and I like that they do them for like main events because usually they put the top talent in it. So it like makes the house shows pretty cool. But this should be fun. There's a lot of good pieces that work together in this
Ooh,
match.
maybe they put either Suzu or May. Well, maybe they put Suzu over Saya.
That's very possible. I would just like if they like cornered her after the match and be like, "Give us our title match."
Also possible, but they can't win because my Sakurai's there. So I don't know. I mean, it'll definitely
Like,
be classmates still winning, but I do think that could come to a head on this show as well.
fair enough.
The Aphrodite thing, I mean. Um, Next match. It's all for the stars, homies over here. It is Mayu Iwatani in a special singles match against Yuzuki. This is Yuzuki's hometown in Nagoya, so they're giving her a huge match against her mentor. This is meant to be her debut match, but Mayu was injured and they couldn't run that, so they're finally letting her have that match. I'm excited for this one. I'm genuinely quite excited for this one. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Looks like 5 stars to me,
Yeah, I mean,
at
like I
least
said,
in my heart.
Yuzuki's like so absurdly good now.
And
Like I feel like
Mayu's gonna beat the hell out of this poor girl.
she
It's
should.
gonna be
I
incredible.
hope. I hope she kind of gives it that extra gear and doesn't just.
Mayu singles match on a pay per view? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, but it's so low on the. Well,
It's not that low.
it's like fifth from the top.
It's probably no. I think it's gonna be higher because I think the Cinderella matches would have already happened.
Ooh, you think they're doing those early? I can see that.
Yeah, yeah,
Actually, you're right. I could see them doing the Cinderella matches before the two special singles,
yes.
and then the final, and then the title
World
match.
title. Yeah. So I
But
think
yeah,
it's gonna be pretty high up the card, all things considered.
but even then, it probably won't get that much time. I don't know. I'm excited for it.
It just needs
Uh,
10 minutes.
I hope that she beats the fuck out of her. Just with love.
Yeah,
That's how
she does
Mayu
it with a
shows feel.
smile.
Yeah, and
She
then
gets that
afterwards, she like
tombstone
pats
with a
her on the head.
smile. Like, good job.
Um,
You had no shot, but good job.
Next match is the final match of the series, the never-ending story of Tam Nakano versus Giulia. It is the match of the spring for Stardom. It feels like so many springs have featured this match. Um, Now, have they run it like no? They missed a couple years there. No, they missed 2022, and I think that's it. Yeah, they've had a match every spring since 2020. Um,
Mhm.
I guess one of them might have counted as summer. It doesn't matter. But yeah, so they've had matches constantly, and we're here for the likely. In fact, I would argue definitely the last time because by the time Julia returns to a company that Tam Nakano is in, I don't think Tam Nakano will be wrestling. Uh, so
Yeah, I was gonna say this is fun. Last time ever. This is let's think of like some ridiculous tag like WWE would give it. Like
um,
how that once in a lifetime,
the
the greatest
curse.
wrestling
No, that's
ever.
that's what Tam's been calling it. The
Yeah,
curse.
this is the curse. Tam Nakano versus Julia one last time. So you want my hot take?
Hmm.
So so the reality is here, right? With the 15-minute time limit, that Julia probably isn't putting anyone over on the way out, right?
It would be so funny if she lost in like 4 minutes.
It would, but like I think the reality is Julia isn't putting anyone over on her way out at this point because the 15 minutes tells me she's probably not losing to Tam. Right? We're gonna have one more Rossi Ogawa Classic here. 15 minutes time limit draw. So if that was always going to be the case, right?
Yeah.
I don't mind it just happening against Tam instead of like going to a draw with like Maika or something with like
No, and
or a
I've been
Suzu
saying this.
who would
I've been
have
saying
preferred the win. Like they needed the win if they fought Julia. Tam's like,
Giulia.
whatever.
I feel like Giulia would have put Suzu over though.
She probably would have, but Suzu's not the
She
one
probably
getting
should
pushed.
have, but yeah, that's the problem. Is
Yeah.
I don't think that they ever saw. Oh, let's give the Giulia match to Suzu. I don't think that was ever a
They called me crazy
idea.
when I said Suzu should have been world champion.
Yeah.
Not you. Not you.
No, I know. I'm just thinking about Suzu and where we're at with her. Um,
She's having a
she's
great
begging
time.
for a tag title match, man.
She's
This is
begging for a
crazy.
tag title match, but she's shitting on Tam. That's real.
It's also true. Um, but yeah, I've been saying this match should probably be the match here.
Yeah.
Like I've said this since we found out that Julia was definitely leaving. I was like, they should probably just give that one last match, just because like it feels due. You know what I mean? I've hated most of their matches together, but it just makes sense to run it to me.
I'm not like you and Alex. I don't hate them all.
Oh, Alex
Um,
doesn't hate them all. He liked some of the early ones, I think.
well, Alex complained to me before I came on the show about having to talk about it, so you can take it up with him. Uh, I think I the way I look at this match is one of two ways. They just go all out to destroy each other for 15 minutes because it's their last time ever, or it's just a snooze fest where they're going to a draw. And either way, I don't really care.
Julia is historically very bad at draws.
Well, this helps. It's 15 at least.
That's true.
This
But
not
it's
30.
not even a time thing. It's a format thing.
They should just hit each other as hard as they possibly can for 15 minutes.
Yeah. I don't
But
expect much out of this.
no, no.
I think their match last year was like a comedy to me. Like I was just like, this is like so. This is every Tam Julia match I've ever seen because it just felt like they were doing all of the tropes. I feel like that this is gonna be that, but in 15 minutes and like funnier because like I don't know how much they're gonna want to give each other. So like I'm excited for a potential car crash, but other than that, I'm not particularly like hyped
It,
for it. But I'm happy that they're running it. I think it makes sense for them to run it, and I'm
I'm one
happy
of
it's
the
15 minutes.
few that have liked some of their matches. I'm not one of the few. That's pretty common.
Yeah,
But I also don't think it's like the greatest rivalry in Stardom history or anything like that. You know, but it's the most important rivalry of the Bushiroad era, and it's ending here.
yeah,
Over, done. We move on. So it's the right way for Julia to go out. I know Julia probably has two more shows or whatever, the weekend shows after this. I don't know how many shows are left. Um,
4, I
but yeah,
believe.
I'm happy that this is it. They're gonna do something overly emotional in the end, and Dylan's gonna want to cry, and it's gonna be good. Think of the
Nah,
content for next week.
the end is never the end, my friend.
Um, I this time with Tam and Julie, I think it's the end.
The end is never the end. Let's move
I
on to
like
your favorite. It is Amisore taking on Azumi
fuck
in the
you.
semifinal match of the Cinderella Tournament 2024.
But your
I
favorite girl
realized
to lose to Ami Sarai.
that man, shut up. I realized that all four of the finalists have some blonde in their hair, so it is a blonde takeover. It is they're the blondes, but better than those blondes. Let's move on. Yeah, Zumi versus Ami. Problem is, and the other semifinal is Hana versus Ruaka. Since I think we could just talk about them together. Um, Super excited for Hana and Ruaka. I'm happy that they ran that. I've said it many a times that that's like a prime rivalry right there. Um, because it's like it just feels like it's destiny, right? Because they've been they were tag partners when they were little. They very quickly became polar opposites. They had the future rivalry and stuff like that, and they've kind of been uh, in and out of like rivalries with each other for years now, and they've just been like kind of the yin and yang to each other. That I'm really happy that they get to wrestle on like a big stage like this, and I'm
Sure.
really excited for that match. The other one, it makes me sad because there's like it's very hard for Azumi to win that, in my opinion, given the other side of the bracket.
Yeah. So the problem is, right, that Hanan versus Azumi. That is the two that I wanted to win this tournament this year. Hanan
Mm,
being number one, Azumi being number two. Big fans of both. Obviously, love Hanan. I think anyone that follows me is probably annoyed by now. And we're so close. But the problem is they're telling a story with Hanan. And that means Azumi is not gonna be in the final. And I think that's what bothers me the most going into this match, because Azumi should easily be the one winning this. Like, we're under the mindset right after what Mirai said that she's leaving, so I get wanting to build up Ami Sarai because she's gonna be the number 2 in God's eye, which is terrifying, but that's the truth. Um, so I get that, but that doesn't mean she needs to go to the final. She's been to 2 semifinals back-to-back years. Just have Azumi win. I know I'm talking about this for no reason. It's useless, but I'm just trying to plead. I want it to happen. Hanan versus Azumi's perfect, but at least Hanan and Raka should be pretty good because they have great chemistry, obviously, because of their past and their history. So it's cool to see them go from the first match on the first ever Stardom Dream Queendom to a Cinderella semifinal. I think that's pretty awesome.
yeah,
Uh, within what, 3 years? 3 years, I think.
I want to say three. Yeah.
Like, that's very cool to see. So I'm very happy about that match. It's just the Azumi and Ami Saray one. I'm gonna be sitting there and like with the false hope that maybe Azumi will get through because it could be great.
See, but the problem for you here is that if Azumi wins, it's hard to put Hanan over Azumi. In the sense that they've had 5 matches together, but only one of them since Hanan has become a like adult, like since she's gotten out of like that kid wrestler phase. Um, and Hanan won that. She won that last year, and there's not been redemption from Azumi there. So Hanan winning again would create this. It would create imbalance in the force. You know what I mean? It would create an imbalance of like, well, Kid pinned Hanan here, so now Hanan pins Kid, and that's a huge deal. But I feel like having Hanan beat Azumi in last year's 5 star and beat her here just doesn't seem like something they would do. I feel like it would be kind of showing their hand a little bit too much. Um, and I just don't know if they want to break that trichotomy between Azumi, Kid, and Hanan. I say that Azumi's beaten Kid infinitely more than Kid's beaten Azumi in the modern day since they've graduated from Kid Wrestler. So I feel like it creates a problem of like Hanan getting too big for her boots too soon. And I say that as I'm saying she's going to win the Cinderella. Um, But I don't know. I think that it's hard to book a Hanan Azumi match. A lot harder than it is to book Hanan over Ami. You know what I mean? But also I'm an Azumi fan, so I don't know. Maybe I'm just talking on my ass. That's also possible.
I hope it works out for both of us because it's
As do
obvious
I.
what we both want. Like when
I
when
want
I saw this
Azumi.
lining up the way it was, I was like, this is built for me and Dylan.
Yeah.
You know, and
Like
we've
and
talked
that's
about
kind of how I always end up with the Cinderella is that it's like there are certain people I want like oh if Azumi's gonna win I want her opposite either Hazuki or Kid. If Hanan's gonna win I want her opposite Mei Sarah. So I'm not getting any of that
yeah,
unfortunately. But 2 of my favorite wrestlers are still in contention, so obviously I'm rooting for them. Um,
right,
and
exactly.
as much as I love Ruaka and Viva Mexico and all that, she needs to stop. We cannot have that.
I'm pretty
Um,
confident it stops.
Ruaka versus Azumi would be a pretty like that would be a Dylan ass final right there. But
That would be
Hana
too
needs to,
Dylan, if that
yeah,
makes sense.
Hana, yeah. I think we would be a little bit out of control on that at that point. So I think we need Hana versus Azumi. We will get Hana versus Ami, and the winner of Hana versus Ami will be
Oh, Hanan has to be. It has to be. Listen, I in my official prediction, that's That's when it matters. That's when I use someone as my scapegoat. Not now though. Now we make the right prediction. And
It's
it's gotta
it feels
happen.
like it's Hana's destino, man.
It does.
You know
It
what I
does.
mean? Like she just feels like it's her. So
Just like it's
I'm hoping
Hiroki
she gets it.
Goto's in the New Japan Cup.
Yeah, shouts out, old man. I love that guy. Yeah,
Crazy.
I don't know. I'm hoping for Hanan. I really hope it's Hanan. I would love it to be Azumi, but I feel like it's just like it is interesting that Hanan's gonna get the tournament win before Kid or Azumi do.
Well, that's what happens when you're the future ace, bud.
Yeah, she is a
Bigger
better
roles, you
ace
know.
than either of them, to be fair. I think
Yeah. Yeah, she's the
ace
real.
to be, I guess.
Pin
Um,
Mariah in the middle of the ring. Pin Starlight Kid in the middle of the ring.
see, but Mariah's leaving.
So
That's what.
no
That's
one
why
knew
it.
that going into that match.
Yeah, but
And that was back to back Cinderella winner. There's a
yeah.
lot behind that, man.
There's thought behind that. No, I agree. It's just I hope Hanan wins. I would love an Azumi win, but I'm on the Hanan
If
train
Ami
there.
Saray wins, man, I don't think I'm watching anymore.
Man,
I
she
couldn't
can't
take
win. She
that.
she changed her hair. Her hair's not even blonde anymore. She can't be Cinderella.
I hate you.
That means nothing. I know. Last match to preview. We are 2 hours and 1 minute into this. I think. Oh wait, no, we had
Oh,
to cut a little bit at the beginning, so we're
yeah.
around 2 hours in. Um, and I guess it's the last thing to talk about is Maika defending the red belt, the Wonder or the World of Stardom Championship. Sorry, against Utami Hayashishita. It is her second defense, I
Yes.
believe, her second of two against Aphrodite. Um, yeah, I mentioned this before that Mike and Utami always kind of like feel weird because they feel like they should be the most like experimental rivalry of each of their rivalries. You know what I mean? Like I feel like they should be the ones that are like really going out there and like doing crazy shit against each other that only they would do with each other because they're that strong of a rivalry. But it feels like they don't really do that, unfortunately. Um, I hope they do that here. You know, I hope they really like give something different to what they give everybody else because
Sure.
this is a big time rivalry. Like Utami says, her biggest rival, her greatest rival. She said that while Saya Kamatani was standing right there. It was crazy. I was like, damn, you gonna take that home, girl? That's crazy. Um, I just I hope for the best here, but I am prepared for it to be par for the course for their other 10 matches. I want to say seven, 7 to 10 matches.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's a bit par for the course, and that would be a bit of a disappointment for me. Um, even though they're usually good together, like they're never like bad. I just hope for a little bit more this time around.
I, I guess my hot take is like I think as long as I go out there to prove something, which I think Micah needs to be, um, and I think Utami when she gets in these big spots, at least lately, wants to prove who she is again because I think a lot of people forget how great she is.
Yep.
And I don't want to go too far and say like, oh, this is the best match they'll ever have, but it might. I think it's going to be the most complete match they ever have. That makes sense.
Yeah, I feel you.
Like start to finish, when it's all said and done, and that could easily mean their best match as well. Probably will. But they need to embrace more of, I think, their newer styles, if that makes sense. Not what they used to do with like the Puro type epic where it's a lot of like headlocks and feeling each other out for 10 minutes and then finally doing the power stuff. Just get into it. Just deliver something great here. Micah needs it. I'm just gonna say it. Micah needs it.
Yeah.
Truly. I liked the Saya match, but I don't think it was like blow away like they've done before. Um, and the Suzu match was like, fine. I don't really remember it truthfully. Um, besides it cutting off while I was watching it. I remember that, and I remember the table spot that messed up. Which again, not great if that's what I remember. This is a match I think Micah needs, and I think Utami, who obviously has had this rivalry, this relationship with her for so long, her of course being Micah. I think there will be a determination to put on something special here, and I hope they do. I hope they do. This is Utami's show. Last world title match she had on the Cinderella final show, she did something pretty special. So just just putting that out there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
I'm not
Man, wouldn't
calling
it
it.
be so sick if Utami just showed up and had the best match like ever? And
That would be awesome. I would love that. I think we would all be pretty happy about that. Um, maybe I'm asking a little bit too much, but I if we're going off history, I like our chances.
yeah,
One match, but it was a great match.
I
All
I
time
believe
match, actually.
to go back very quickly to Tam Julia, I just read a tweet of something that it appears that Julia said um that I thought was kind of cool. Uh just to close the show a little bit and talk very briefly about Julia Tam. She said, "When I become a grandmother, you and I can sit on the porch and laugh at each other's dentures while making fun of each other. And even if we are reborn, I think we will still be slapping each other in the face. Thank you for meeting me, Tam Nakano." And that's real right there.
Shit,
I hate I hate
gonna
that
be
this is
emotional,
the
man.
feud. I hate that this is the feud, man. Cuz like I don't like their matches that much, but like I f- I want to. You know what I mean? Like cuz I feel it. I feel what they I don't know. It's a captivating rivalry uh for me, I think. And then the bell rings, and I hope that this last time that the bell rings uh
I
there's something real that I
I
really
really
love.
hope they go with those words. Like the meaning of that.
Mm,
Um, and because that's really deep, and they've done this before, right? Like these two have done this before. They have had deep moments outside of the ring, and then I think they forget of like the story they're telling when the bell rings once sometimes. Like the only time that they went all out, I'd say was probably the 5-star final they had. Maybe. Am I remembering this? Did they have a 5-star final?
they did.
All right. Oh yeah, it's the Sayaka
This
Carrara match. That's what we
Yes,
have
that's the
for
one that
everybody.
everybody loves.
Yeah. You don't like any of them, so like you're
No,
just
I like one of them.
which one?
I like the hair versus hair match.
Oh, that yeah, that one's good. If they can just capture it all the emotion, and just go out there for 15 minutes and slug it out, it can be great. But if they go over dramatic, which is a thing that happens, it can miss the mark. So I'm hoping that they realize what's going on and it delivers. That's
Yeah,
what I
as
want.
do I. That's all you can hope for.
Yeah.
Um,
That's emotional though.
yeah, it's a beautiful it's a beautiful moment. Uh, yeah, yeah. So I guess that's the end of the show. Hanan for Cinderella. Maika and Utami. The lights are on, and
Mike,
one last time, the curse. Tam Nakano versus Julia. Julia. That's the end of the show. I think that's all I have to say. Do you have any closing remarks for the lovely viewers at home or listeners at home?
yeah, enjoy the show on a Wednesday. That's kind of brutal. Kind of killing me, you know?
Oh yeah,
Not loving that. I personally won't be watching the show live.
I might try
Because
to,
I have to
but
work.
it's gonna be hard.
It's just not a day. I know it's a holiday in Japan, so that's why it's happening. But enjoy the show.
No,
Uh,
actually, Scott's gonna be busy watching New Japan Cup final.
yeah, never. I No, I don't watch anything New Japan live besides Wrestle Kingdom. and I think I watched Sakura Genesis live last year because of
You
Mercedes.
know what's funny is, and this is, I apologize, everybody. You can leave if you want. I'm just shitting the shit
All
now.
right, see you, man.
No, not you. Stay. Uh, no, because I started watching New Japan live more often since they changed the New Japan World because I could watch it on my TV. So I'll just like hang out in my living room and watch it on TV. Issue is,
You don't
and
want
you
to.
know, well, yes, but also the issue is that the buddy of mine that I like shared New Japan World accounts with was like,
Canceled.
I can't do this no more. I don't. I, I can't. He canceled our account, so
That
so I just
tough.
don't watch it live no more.
You hit him with that Cody cry. The face where he does where he just
Yeah, like
you know what I'm
yeah.
talking about. Mm, Tough.
Well, which one?
Uh,
He cries quite a bit actually.
yeah, that's true. That's true. He's an emotional guy. I get it. I get it.
I'm the
Um,
same. I'm the same.
yeah, I don't know how we
But
got here. We should
continue
probably
to
wrap up the show.
close. Yeah, continue to say your piece.
I don't remember what I was saying. Check a 5-star Joe's show if you want to hear me review this show, I guess.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm excited for the show. I will say that. And I'm excited for hopefully Hanan's crowning moment. Be wonderful to see her in the dress and all that. And yeah, I hope they put the title match on Buntai. I don't want them to waste it. I
Well, now that Ano is going to be signed, she might be on the U.S. show.
yeah, see that's the thing. I don't want them to just throw it on there.
Though if it's on the U.S. show, I think Azumi would get. I think it would be Azumi Ano if they're
That
gonna
was my thought.
throw the title match on.
That was my thought too.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, we didn't even talk about like the ramifications long term looking at the Cinderella. If they're gonna throw it on Buntai, or if they're gonna do it earlier or later, what they're gonna do with that. Because yeah, that could affect who wins. But I'm pretty safe in my prediction that I am like 80% Hanan, uh, 18% Azumi, 2% Ami, and there's no way Ruaka wins the dress. So
I think your percentages are fair, and if Asumi wins, it's not a bad thing for sure. I mean,
no,
it definitely means the match is happening at the US show though.
it's true.
I think if Hana wins, it's different. I would prefer that to happen in Japan. I don't know why. I just would. I just
Yeah.
think the connection she's made with fans,
Mhm.
her first big title match. I mean, Asumi obviously would be her first Wonder Storm title match, but she's had big matches.
And it also would make sense to have her first Wonder of Storm championship match in uh America. Like it would not make sense, I mean.
Right, right, right. Exactly. All right, let's get the hell out of here. Huh?
I agree. Okay. I think that's all. Yeah. Go check out my Substack, right don't right dot Substack dot or is it Substack dot right don't I don't know. Go check out my Substack. It's linked on my Twitter. That's my bad. Um Appreciate y'all for listening. We might have a new episode later this week to talk about the Cindy final and the next show, but I do work on Friday, so I don't know if that's going to work. We'll see. But yeah, if you want to stand, you may stand. If you want to sit, you may sit. Believe today, shine tomorrow. You decide what you believe in. Ijo.
Isho!
There we go. You said it this time. Sometimes
I've
you don't say it.
I've been here so many times now I can't forget it.
Yeah, you the third man. You the third man. That's what it's all about.